must be getting attacked by screaming children.
Yeah. They're probably not going stir crazy after weeks with no kid other cooped up in the house. I'm glad my kids are grown.
All right, we'll get started. Let's do a recap of last session. So, you guys currently find yourselves in Iron Slag, and you have traveled here this time through the Yak Folk village. You entered through a series of mines via the elevator that took you most of the way down this gigantic stone spire. And you basically traveled down until you heard some sort of signs of activity. The upper levels of Iron Slag seem to pretty much be completely abandoned, all of these mines. I guess you guys have seen enough of Iron Slag to actually see this handout now. So it'll help paint even more of a picture of the Yak Folk village, the crops that are on these kind of stepped plateaus leading up further up the mountainside, and then the various different layers of mines, the Chimera layer, and then the upper and lower levels of Iron Slag, the 12,000 steps. That says 500 feet, but it's actually 1,000 feet. If you calculated 12,000 steps into 500 feet, it's like, I don't know, midget steps. But yeah, that's a bit of a...
made by gnome.
Yeah. That's a good sideways, side-on view of Iron Slag. Anyway, you guys had freed a bunch of dwarves. You liberated them from their fire snake or salamander slavers. And you just kind of busted in through the upper level of Iron Slag. Upon making your way through, you'd killed some more salamanders, and you'd quickly met the new Duke, Zaltemba, the Duke's son. He seemed to be in charge here, and he requested an audience with you all. There was a little bit of hesitation, and eventually he had to call some guards to round you guys up, and he got his audience. He wanted to know why you guys kept coming back to Iron Slag, and he didn't like it. He told you that he'll get in trouble if his mother finds out that he's let you guys like in here and haven't just captured you all. But he seemed willing to negotiate with you all to try and prevent you guys from coming back here. At the same time, he was in the middle of a meeting with some drow, and he received an iron flask, which he tells holds a very powerful fire elemental. From the way he was speaking, you guys believe it's more than just a regular fire elemental. So he is in possession of that, and you imagine that he's probably going to use that to fire his massive forge. He seemed intent on continuing to build the Vonadod, and that's all he really wants. He was happy to release the dwarves and negotiate with you all to try and find this rune that you've located now, the Scold rune. So using some of his men to cover your journey through Iron Slag, hidden from his Zaltemba's mother, you were taken to the war room, which has a large basalt table in the center of it. It's sculpted to look like a fountain of black fire. The rooms here, as you know, they're all very well lit. There are some marble shelves jutting out from the walls. Everything is giant sized. And then standing in the northwest corner of this room is an iron golem with it kind of is in the it's kind of built in the image of a fire giant in full plate mail, but it's one seamless unit. Like all of the joints of the plate armor have been welded together, and there is this rune carved iron ingot embedded into its forehead. So you were led here. You're accompanied by 5 fire giants, the forges that the ones working the forge that escorted you through Iron Slag. And one of them got a little bit trigger happy when you guys figured out the password to activate the Iron Golem, and he thought he'd give it a go and told it to kill you guys. Of course, combat erupted, and you guys dropped the fire giant that gave that order. And upon his defeat, the Iron Golem then was listening to Roderick's orders, because the Iron Golem's commands were superseded by Fire Giant's commands. We end the session with these other Fire Giants kind of coming to investigate and told you all to lower your weapons. And that's where we are now. So you guys have kind of lowered your weapons and whatnot, and suddenly one of the Fire Giants just steps forward, and he just kind of throws something. They throw something between each other. It's Lily. And one of them yells out in Giant, "Caught this one snooping around. One of yours." And he just throws Lily on the ground.
Yep. Yeah, she is with us, yes. That is correct.
She was just trying to catch up.
"That fool!" And he points to the dead Fire Giant laying on the ground behind the table. "Deserved to die. He has gone against the orders of Zaltemba. That is his punishment for insubordination. Now, your goal is to get the Skull Rune. You must destroy the golem to extract it. It will provide us some much-needed entertainment. I am happy to give it the same order. However, retaliation against us will not be tolerated. We will have permission to kill you all, or better yet, perhaps we'll put you to work here in the forge. Is that understood?"
It is, but I'd stand way back if I were you. I don't think your duck would be happy if we accident.
We tend to make things explode, so...
You will not give me an order. You can compromise. Now, Golem! Fight them till you are destroyed. And then the Golem's eyes just light back up. And we'll roll initiative again.
Shit, here we go again.
Alright, Roderick, you've got... he's here now, right? Everyone's here?
Yep.
I'm just still waiting for Than. Pretty sure Than volunteered to be the Meek Shield. Than was a bit injured, so he just said he's going to sit this fight out for now. He just needs a rest. He's going to be like about 30 seconds ahead of you if you take a short rest. He just starts his short rest now. So yeah, Roderick, you've got Hunter's Mark on. Jarek, you're concentrating on darkness. Your imp is invisible and also hidden in the darkness and with the invisibility. So this Iron Golem, it obviously has some sort of spirit of fire churning through it, and its iron polders are just jutting out steam. As it activates, you can see these different hatches opening and closing and slamming shut, making all these metallic noises, and some of this poisonous gas begins to sort of abruptly erupt from some of the grills set into its armor.
Oh shit.
Alright, it was very sudden that the Fire Giant gave the order, so I guess it catches you guys somewhat off surprise. It's already looking a bit destroyed as well. It's got a heap of dents in it and whatnot. Conveniently, there is a nice group right next to it, however.
Damn it.
And it's going to just step back, and it will provoke from Norin.
Okay.
As it's stepping back, its grills are opening up and this green gas is starting to boil within. You swing the trident at it, but it's a complete miss. And then this poisonous gas just jets out of the Iron Golem in a 15-foot cone directed this way. That'll hit all four of you in that area. Lily, Thomas, Norin, and Rand. I need each of you to make a Constitution save against poison. As the gas washes over you, there's no avoiding it. It burns your flesh. It stings your eyes. If you inhale it, your lungs burn, and it's all around not very nice, particularly for most of you. except for Norin. Norin, you resist it a bit better than others. So, Thomas, you're hit for 49 poison damage. Lily, you're hit for 49 poison damage. Ren, you're hit for 49 poison damage. Absorb? I don't think it works on poison.
No, it's like
No, just acid.
fire, cold, lightning, acid.
Okay, I'll just sit down in the corner then.
And Norin, you resist taking 24 points of poison damage. These vents shut off again, and then the golem just very mechanically raises its sword up. Than's here now.
I'm here.
There's still time for you to jump in that 15-foot cone of gas if you want, Than.
I'll pass.
I just said you're a bit injured.
Out in this 1 round ahead and rest.
Yeah, you're going to be 1 round ahead for the short rest. I just said you're a bit tired, so you're just going to sit this fight out, but the golem's been told to fight you all until it's destroyed. I just rolled you into initiative there too, Than. Way to dodge a bullet. This is part of your plan all along, I know it. Alright,
Should have come
Jared.
back. TPK.
Shouldn't have said anything, should have just pretend you're not here.
That's funny. All right. Looks like he's within range for me to go ahead and do my Hexblade Curse on him.
I think you've already got the curse up, actually. Or did you not use it?
No, I didn't get close enough to hit him with it.
Okay. Alright,
Never close
Hexblade's
enough.
curse
That's
is
a
on.
Bonus action. And then I'll go ahead and hit him with Scorching Ray at 4th level. I'm sorry. Let me look at my spells again. 3rd level.
Alright, the Scorching Ray is a hit.
I did hit the. There we go.
Yeah, probably a heap of lag. Alright, as you fire that first beam, Jarek, you see that the Iron Golem, not only does it take any damage at all, it actually seems to power this thing up. Its eyes just kind of light up as a grill opens up and absorbs the flame. It regenerates, and it starts moving all these pistons and grates up and down feverishly.
Well, then I'm not going to be firing off the other ones.
You can fire him at Than if you want.
He's right behind me. Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Honestly, 3 of us are almost dead. You can probably take us all out.
This is your time to shine,
Maybe they'll
Jarek.
heal us up. Yeah.
You can join the fire.
Alright, so
giants.
maybe he feels like I'm a friend now that I just healed him up. I'm going to move back a bit then. And then I'll be done.
Than.
So from these giants, we're aligned with them at this point?
They
They are not attacking. They're gonna stay out.
Yeah, they're not fighting. They are listening to what the new Duke said and just trying to help you guys get this ingot so you can get out of here. Yeah.
They just didn't let us get ready.
Yeah.
I will. Does commanding the golem work?
Probably
Don't know until I try. Type of
It'll punch
situation.
itself.
Maybe with actual command it might.
I'm gonna cast command on the golem. I'm gonna command it to grovel
Okay.
in giant.
All right. It seems to kind of listen to you, and it makes a wisdom save. It has advantage because magic resistance. And 16.
That I think does it.
All right. It ignores your command.
Let me just double check on that.
Like 16 or 17.
I'm pretty sure it's 16. Yep, it looks like my DC is 16.
Okay.
And I will bonus action.
I'll put the help action on him. So that's 25 feet, and then I'll move 10 feet back over to here, and then end my turn.
Norin.
Alright, I'm going to bonus action second wind.
The fire giants are chuckling a little bit.
What a shitty roll.
Did you see how they drop like flies? Small folk. Weak.
Crit.
That is a crit. No help action needed. And you pierce the trident into the iron golem's greave, and 3 puncture wounds appear, and it kind of knocks it back a little bit.
Alright, I'll put my unwavering mark on him. And I'll stab again. Nope.
It's a miss.
Alright, well, I'm going to do. I'm going to move around to the back side of him right there. Spread out a little bit. Yeah, I've used my bonus action, my action. No action surge because I'm all out. That's my turn.
Ren.
Shit. I'm actually gonna use my potion of greater healing. What's that? 44 plus 4?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
I kind of just... You drink it down a bit too quickly, Ren, and you spill most of it just straight over your face. Got a few small scratches, a few abrasions from that gas disappear.
I mean, that's almost bottom right there. I will go ahead and rage. And I'm gonna back up a little bit. So if he comes and
Move forward, Rand.
all right, I was gonna move forward this way. One, screw it.
Different kind of forward. He's facing the other way.
And I don't have I already used my bonus. Okay, that's it.
Thomas, make a death saving throw. Success. Roderick.
A whisper granite. Through. It's a healing word coming through. There we go. Oh yeah, with a hunter's mark on there as well.
Alright, Thomas. You should know well by now that granite is a healing stone.
And then I'm going to take some shots at the iron golem.
That is a miss. And that hits.
And then... Yeah, I
Another
wasn't
miss.
expecting the dread ambusher either.
Alright, two arrows just shatter on impact, with one of them plucking into the iron golem's breastplate. Lily.
Lily wonders why every time she meets back up with you guys, she nearly dies. It's very consistent, I gotta say.
You'd managed to get this far through Iron Slag all by yourself without taking any damage.
That's impressive.
And then 6 seconds upon meeting up with everyone else, you're like almost dead.
Yeah, let's see. Rand, I want to see what happens to a raging angry monk.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Alright, so you polymorph him into a giant ape. And he rises up to match the height of the fire giants. He even towers over this iron golem, which is barely 10 feet tall. And yeah, he still has a good 15 feet above him before he'll touch the ceiling.
Yeah, let me know how that goes.
Alright, Mr. Imp.
Alright, he's just going to move over into the corner.
Get over to Thon, I'm just like, Don't go that way.
And he'll be done there.
Alright, this iron golem. You can still see, right, Ren? Okay, good. Alright, it, as it raises its sword, it slashes it down at Norin. And
I'm
it just...
going to do a warding maneuver.
Alright, it brings the sword down and you take your weapon and using a tremendous amount of strength, you parry it straight off. It raises the sword again and it turns to Thomas and tries to cut him down too, ignoring the ape.
Oh,
It's not a crit though.
Yep,
um,
it's 23 damage. Well, it would be because he's prone, right? Or is...
But he's not within 5 feet of him, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's a melee attack. It's not a ranged attack.
doesn't matter. Either way.
Doesn't he have like that?
Oh yeah, sorry, it's disadvantage, but
Warding.
it's disadvantage. It hits him anyway. 23 damage. He's unconscious.
Yeah, it's kind of a moot point.
But yeah, it would be disadvantage because he's prone. The sword, it slashes down at you, Thomas, and only the very tip of the blade slices straight into your abdomen. It's a grave wound. You're just bleeding profusely, and a big pool of blood is forming around you. The iron golem's grates are just opening and closing again, and little gouts of flame and smoke are hissing out of it. Jarek.
All right, so now we know that that's not going to work. So we're going to try to quicken just an agonizing
Fireball.
blast. Yeah, not a fireball. Fire didn't seem to work well against this guy.
All right, you do have
So
advantage.
as a bonus action,
That's a hit. Alright, that beam slams into the golem, and it's got your curse damage in there, right? Alright, it just buckles a section of
That
the
one
armor.
double heals him.
and then yeah, no, it doesn't. That's funny.
Force works well. And a crit.
Crit.
Alright, the next beam just buckles off a large section of one of its gauntlets. That plate just slams into the far wall.
Okay, that's the bonus action there, and then my regular action and cast it again.
That is a hit. You find another weak point, and another plate of its armor just is ripped off of its form and slams onto the floor. And a crit. You hit it straight in the chest. This time it cuts a hole through it, and there's a jagged span of metal just bursting out of its back of its breastplate.
All right, I think I've done enough, and I'm gonna go ahead and end my turn.
It's looking
Good job.
pretty badly damaged at this stage.
Gotta love a machine gun warlock.
Fan.
All right, I am going to. Wait. Move to there. I will cast Cure Wounds on Thomas at 3rd level. So you get 28 points.
Thank you.
It's like 3rd level. And bonus action, I will disengage and go back around the corner here. Actually, I'm gonna go. Sorry, I want to measure here. I'm only gonna back up a little bit to about there, and then end my turn.
Alright.
Alright, since he did damage to a creature other than me, I'm going to make a special unwavering mark attack as a bonus action.
I think the order might be a little screwed up. For some reason, it's got me going after the 8, but I shouldn't be.
It says 7 for you.
I don't know why. Did you roll initiative? Just manually?
Yeah, I'm lower. I'm down at 7.
Oh, I don't know why. Oh, I must have got mixed up when I put Rend in the turn order as the 8th.
And I'll have advantage on this attack.
That's a hit.
22. And then I get the extra damage. Okay.
Using the marker, the unwavering mark to guide your blow, you jump up and just jam the trident straight into its side.
Alright, I'm gonna take a couple of regular old pokes with it.
The crit.
I'm gonna reapply the unwavering mark.
Alright, you hit it again in that same spot and its breastplate's all buckled up. You can start to see the fiery glow from its eyes waver.
Alright, and one more time. There it is.
And this time you hit it directly, but it just does not damage the iron golem. You hit it in a particularly hard part of its natural armor.
Norn's gonna sit back and watch this giant ape make this thing crush it like a tin can. Hopefully.
Giant
Not
ape.
just giant, he's angry too.
Yeah, do I still keep rage as an ape since I was raged beforehand?
I don't think you.
I don't think you'd stop.
Yeah,
raging.
you don't get your class features.
Okay.
Rage is a class feature.
Well, can I kind of get in between the golem and Thomas? Maybe push Thomas out of the way?
You can just stand over Thomas's space.
Kind of.
You can't go into the iron golem space. You're in the iron golem space still. It takes up large. You can stand there. There is a table right next to you, so
Pick him up. Put
you
him
need
on the-
to. You would have to squeeze to be in that space,
So,
or stand on the table.
okay, well then,
Are you able to use an attack to grapple Thomas and just move him?
This time I get a turn before.
I'll just attack the golem.
Alright, you expand into this massive ape and screech at the golem, pull your hands into a fist, and that is a direct hit.
And
Like when you punch it, Rand, you like almost break your hand. You just feel like your knuckles are all bloodied and you almost break your fingers. The golem does not budge, not even an inch. Your fist does nothing to it. Completely immune.
I'm pretty sure my fist is magical.
Well, so you're an ape, you're not a monk. E.
You're not that kind of monk. But yeah, it doesn't even budge. It's like punching an immovable rod, basically. It almost breaks your
So I
hand.
got one more attack. Can I grapple it?
No, because grappling is an action, and your action is multi-attack.
Oh shit. Well, let me just hurt my fist again then, I guess.
That hits it, and again you just just hurt your monkey fist.
Alright.
Can he rage now?
He can passively rage. Thomas.
Alright, I think I'm still in this range, so I make myself invisible. And then I'll stand up, use half my move to stand. Quicken a ray of frost at it.
Now you have advantage. Ray of Frost hits it. The ice slams into its leg, and its right leg just turns like a a bright blue color, and frost is emanating off of it. Roderick.
Okay. Just taking some shots. Longbow.
That is a hit. When you slam that arrow into the golem, Roderick, it hits it in the chest, and all of a sudden it just shuts off. The fiery glow from its eyes, it just kind of is exhumed from the golem. All of the grates that were moving up and down slam shut, and its sword just immediately stabs into the ground. Its shoulders slump over, and it's completely inanimate now.
Well, another one to add to my collection.
Try to pry the thing off of him, the rune off of it.
The fire giants,
Oh,
their thunderous claps commend you all. Not bad, small folk. And you just sort of jump up using one of the iron golem's legs as a stepping point, and this simple looking ingot of iron ore, it's about a foot long, a few inches across, and you're able to just very easily take it out. It even almost kind of pops out slightly as the golem shuts down, and an inspection of its surface reveals that the faint silvery outline of the Scold rune, also known as the Shield rune, is visible.
well,
Sweet.
we got what we came here for.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him.
Ingot of the Scold rune, it's called. And here's a handout for like all the different giant runes as well.
Oh yeah, we drew a few of these before.
Yeah, if you know giant, this is actually or dwarvish, because a giant uses the Dethic script, the dwarvish script. You'd be able to identify all those runes. All right, the giants stop commending you all, and they just take these large, empty black cauldrons and place them on the ground. You have what you want. Now you must return to Duke Zeltemba. In now.
Oh yeah, I forgot that we got transported by Cauldron.
Yep.
I thought
So
the
this
duck
about a
wanted.
cauldron now?
I thought the duck wanted us to leave after we got.
You will leave. What is the meaning of this? And he points to the ape. Stop it now! That is an order.
That's up to Lily.
Oh. Yeah, whatever. I'll drop it.
I drop the polymorph and Ren shrinks back down to his regular size.
And you can. Do you want me to just delete that darkness, or do you want to take care of it?
If you're dropping it, I'll delete it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, you guys jump in this cauldron. A few of them. A couple of the giants are carrying the cauldrons. 1 minute spells will go away, and I'll move you guys. Alright, so these 4 fire giants just escort you, and one of them carrying you guys in the cauldron. Just as he gets to this massive feast hall, he yells, "Goblins! There is some food waiting for you all. Make sure you only feed it to the orcs and the slaves." And he points to the war room where you guys had just killed the fire giant. Oh, don't forget your imp there.
Yeah.
Alright, so these 4 giants continue. They're very hastily taking you through these halls. You can't really see much of what's going on. Again, just reiterating the fact that the Duchess, probably wouldn't be too happy to learn that you guys are here. And as you make your way to the giant forge, Zaltemba's still standing on there on this gangtree. And he just looks down at you all, like placing his hands on this railing. You got it then, yeah? It is done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, good! I have released the doors for you. They are waiting at the great doors. Now go away. Don't come back again, yeah? Next time,
Yeah.
I won't be so nice, yeah?
Yeah. Bye, Mighty
Stop
Duck.
enslaving people.
Say
Dude.
goodbye to the Mighty Duck.
There was an insubordinate. He betrayed your orders. We dealt with him. Betrayed my orders? Oh, that's very, very naughty. Good job. Now get back to work. Release them. We have a job to do before Mommy finds out. I have been slacking. Yes. You guys walk by this enormous construct, the Vonnegut, that is not really looking like it's had many adjustments made to it since last time you guys were here. You see pools of light huddling around lit braziers and niches along the walls. These iron cables, they're like connected to towers, and they rise to support not only this Vonnegut, but you can also see the bucket chain system overhead. It's continued moving, climbing east to west, and yeah, you just see this helmed head and upper torso of the Vonnegut. It looks more or less intact. Looks like it's probably going to stand about 80 feet tall, and at the moment it's nothing more than a dangling, lifeless hulk. You just can't help but notice this this giant ruby, which looks like the size of a dwarf's head, set into one of its eye sockets. You're just kind of spilt out of this cauldron near towards the doors, and there are 6 shield dwarfs and 1 human. They're all looking very decrepit, badly beaten, covered in grease, and their hair stained with soot. They look like they can barely stand, and the fire giant, one of them just yells out, "By Certes' flame, I command these doors to open!" And these enormous 50-foot tall adamantine doors abruptly swing open at the end of that phrase. Now go. Come back again? We have been told to kill you.
Fair enough.
Not help your tourist trade.
I'll kind of help usher the dwarves and the human out.
Yeah, I don't
I'll
think
act
that-
like I'm holding the door open for everybody.
And then they start closing and just like dragged along.
One of the fire giants moves away and these doors just poof, slam shut. And you're back out the front of Iron Slag. You can just see some meadows and plains. Pretty much as far as you can see to the south and east, and forest to the west, mountains to the north that just disappear into a thick haze of dark clouds.
So was that like a success, or?
Yeah, we win.
I'm unclear.
I think that that is probably the best that we can hope for, to be honest.
All right.
At the moment, yeah.
Well, we saved the dwarves, which was what we were asked for. We got the shard. That's a win-win.
We got a shard and we didn't even murder Hobo for it.
Huh.
We did a little bit.
Well, not this time in. I mean, we did before we came in, and we did last time we were here.
But they didn't keep their
Shorted
word
your
last time.
pants, Tom.
One of the fire giants murder hoboed. We tried to.
Yeah.
I mean, we murder hoboed
They-
the fire elemental thingies, the salamanders, but
Oh, yeah. Those are,
they're made of fire, so it's just like breaking camp. You just put the fires out. If you go,
Are you saying they're not people?
yes.
yes. They're monsters.
Exactly.
Alright, so when you get a few hundred feet away from Iron Slag, like the forge is pretty much emanating heat and defrosting the nearby mountains, but it becomes increasingly cold, and it's a long journey to anywhere. So these dwarves, they're like so badly exhausted that they're pretty much slowing you guys down. Same with the human. They're all like, they've got several levels of exhaustion, basically. They can barely talk.
Well,
Isn't our ship crashed around here somewhere?
Ditch 'em, I
I
guess.
say that we head towards the crashed airship, pick up the rest of the people that we saved or were able to save, and then head back to Citadel Felbar.
Good plan.
Seems reasonable.
Our bad plan, one of the dwarves said. Why would we head to Citadel Felbar when we've got Citadel Adbar at our doorstep?
Are you from Citadel Adbar?
Dwarves look at each other. Friend, we're shield dwarves of the north. We're from the north. Any home is a dwarven home, for a dwarven home indeed.
It's true.
Didn't we leave?
I was about to say,
Didn't we leave more people that we freed at the crashed airship?
yeah, we need to go pick them up.
There's some at the Yak Village too, or no?
No, there's no.
They went out the tunnels to the Yak Village.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we would have to climb that and go get them.
I'm sure they're
Didn't we
fine.
tell them to? Oh, it hasn't been that long. It's been what, less than an hour?
It was pretty.
Could always send the imp with a note.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, we can do that.
The Imp Express?
Well, it doesn't have to have a note. He actually speaks. So
If the dwarves went straight up the elevator and then like headed straight down the stairs, you feel like they probably would have been a little bit ahead of you guys by now.
Oh. Okay.
Any evidence of their passing?
You can spend 10 minutes to look for tracks.
I'll do that.
I won't do that. You guys
Yeah,
can.
anyone can do that.
You find out they're
Survival check. There's a large group, so you have advantage, and their passing is very near, so that also gives you advantage. Alright, Norin, you're taking a look around. There's a heap of muddy footprints everywhere, and then there's also some depressions in the grass and whatnot. Everything kind of also a bit icy here. But so you're not really having too much luck discerning individual footprints. But Than and Roderick, both of you actually can see their fresh boot prints collectively moving southeast.
Okay, it looks like they're ahead of us on the way to Advar.
Did you say hoof prints?
Boot prints.
Oh, boot. I thought you said hoof. And I was like, wait, what are we tracking?
And you can make a perception check. It's a little bit hilly in this terrain, but I feel like you might be able to see them on the horizon. And yeah, you can. They're just about maybe 2 miles southeast of you. Looks like they've been moving quite quickly. But with the state of these slaves that you've liberated, you would have no chance to catch up to them.
What if one of us ran ahead and told them to stop and wait for the rest?
Could do that.
it's going to be a few hours, right? Like what time of day is it?
It's still fairly early in the morning.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
you
actually-
could pull out a fuzzy ball and hope you get something you can ride to chase after them.
I can just send the imp to call. Actually, if you guys want to get.
Yeah,
I can send to
That's
call
more
ahead.
reliable.
send the pigeon.
I do like the idea of trying to pull a mount out and getting a rat instead, though. Well, I guess we're gonna have to make this work.
Riding it anyway.
All right, so you send the imp chasing after the dwarves.
Correct. Yeah.
All right, the imp catches them within an hour. So you guys may as well take a short rest while you're doing this. Alright, you're just sort of seeing through the imp's sensors, and you catch them after about an hour. They're moving in a large group southeast, and you're about 100 feet away from them now. And what is the approach for the imp?
Excuse me, say that again?
What is the approach for the imp? Like, what's
He's just gonna fly up and
Alright, when the imp flies up, these dwarves, one of them yells out, "Demon!" And
he's invisible, remember?
Okay, so alright, he's invisible. Okay, so is he trying to sneak up then?
Well, he's just gonna fly up invisibly, and then I'm gonna speak through him with my voice.
So he's not going to try and sneak? Because they will hear the imp.
Right, no. They should hear him. Yeah, that's
okay.
fine.
Alright, then they still get spooked. They hear something invisible flying up behind them. And they've armed themselves with some rocks, pretty much. And they hear something fluttering up behind them, and they kind of turn around and they get ready to start throwing rocks.
No need to be surprised. We are about an hour behind you. The rest of the group, and I'll name everybody off on the group. Roderick, Van, Lily, Norin, Thomas, and Rend. Lord Captain. If you wish to take a rest, they shall catch you within the hour.
One of them calls out, "What sort of magic is this? How do we know we can trust you? An unseen voice with fluttery wings?"
You're right. You don't know if you can. But that if you want to keep walking, keep walking. If you want rest and company and protection, then wait for us.
Alright, make a persuasion check, and you can use your own you can use your own persuasion because you're speaking through your own voice. The dwarves start deliberating amongst themselves. It sounds just like him. Well, actually, these dwarves wouldn't have heard your voice before, but they say, I heard that there were a group of adventurers that were coming to save us. I'm convinced. Alright then. We'll wait. We're heading to Citadel Adbar.
We're headed that way ourselves. We'll see you within the hour.
Are you? The plan was to go to the crashed airship, opposite direction.
Oh, okay.
We can split the party.
Good one.
Because this group will be going slow. Yeah, but we've also got the other dudes at the airship. So like, we shouldn't just leave those ones at the airship forever.
Okay. So you guys want to?
Or
did
you want them to? Did you want these dwarves to catch up with you?
Yeah, we need these dwarves to catch up with that group, and then we could head back to the crashed airship, right?
All right. There is about like over 20 dwarves in this group. They're moving in a very large group, and a very large group like that is obviously a high risk for some of the denizens that lair in this area.
Yeah, they'll be noticed.
So the dwarves say, "So, what be it then? We're several days from Citadel Adbar. We didn't know if there are orcs lairing in the foothills. But perhaps, well, Marantha Duin will guide our way, the Wanderer. If we pray, we should wander, well, the right direction, we hope."
Yeah.
We can
What do you guys think?
Thoughts and prayers with them.
Should we at least catch up with them, talk to them, see how they're doing?
we need to help this group that's all injured. But
And
what was the state of the what was the state of the guys in the airship?
They there were survivors, and then there were those who died.
Yeah.
That's a binary state right there for you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's saying
Zeros
so
and
the ones that
ones.
were survivors are probably fine because they've already proven themselves to be survivors.
Well,
Yeah, zeros and ones.
the dwarves on the airship were actually guards that were their service was gifted to you by the king of Citadel Felbar.
Oh, that's right.
And then you had like a couple of cultists, and that was it.
Oh yeah, so we could ask them to catch us up, or you could send a message or something somehow.
Can
If
people
they're-
magically talk to others?
If there are men, then Dan probably knows them well enough to message.
Well, I don't have a way to magically send a message to the crashed airship.
That's why I said Dan.
Alright, the dwarves call out to the unseen voice. So, you want us to wait then?
Yes, wait there.
I will wait. An hour, you said.
You'll see us before that.
Alright.
In the distance. Yeah, keen dwarf vision.
I do have good eyes. He's got that right.
I'm trying to butter him up.
And a handsome beard.
Alright, so, okay. Well, while you guys are taking this short rest as well, does someone want to identify the ingot?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Who wants to identify it?
Takes a spell, doesn't it?
No.
So
You can mess around with it.
I'll identify it.
Okay. Well, I mean, first and foremost, Roderick can identify that it's iron ore.
Yep.
Iron or what?
So, alright, ingot of the Scald rune. So it has the following properties. It does require attunement, and the properties work while it's on your person. It gives you a +1 bonus to AC. It has an ability called Shield Bond. As a bonus action, you can choose a creature that you can see within 30 feet of you other than yourself, and until the end of your next turn, any damage the target takes is reduced to 0. To 1. But you take half the damage prevented this way. And the damage you take can't be reduced in any way. So resistances, immunities do not apply. And you can do that once per short or long rest. It also has Shield Ward, and this is when you transfer the magic of the rune into an item, either a shield or a two-handed melee weapon. It destroys the ingot and the rune is transferred to the item. If you do it to a shield, it becomes a +1 shield. And the first time after each of your long rests, if damage reduces you to 0, you're instead reduced to 1, as long as you're wielding the shield. Or if you transfer it to a weapon, it's now an uncommon magic weapon that gives you +1 AC while holding it.
Nice. Who wants-
Well, I could use the shield ward thing on people, or the shield bond, whichever one it is. Yeah, shield bond. Save people because I've been wasting my health in these past fights.
Yeah.
As in, I still have 92.
Nice.
We'll fix that,
Yeah,
Roderick.
Good. I don't like to waste things.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind using it either.
Yeah,
I'm happy
okay.
with anybody that would like to take it. I have a lot of things I can use as a bonus action already. So
Alright, well, if more than one person wants it, whoever wants it, roll a 1d20, and whoever rolls highest can have it.
Sure. I don't mind. Do you have Wow, that's one way to win. Oh, you do. By 5. That's fair.
No, it was the 20.
Oh yeah, yeah. Lily
No.
wasn't the one.
You guys gotta roll. Oh, Lily passes.
Yeah.
You failed your investigation check there or whatever.
All right,
Perception.
you take it, Jarek, and next
Both.
time you take a short rest, you can attune to it.
Thank you. Wow. Magic item. Awesome.
All right, with that,
It's not just magic; it's made of iron. It's very important.
Iron or something else.
Make sure you wipe it down after touching it, because otherwise the oils will corrode it.
And coronavirus.
Yeah, there's that too.
All right, so you guys start traveling southeast, and with these survivors of the enslavement of Iron Slag on Toe, your movement speed is halved moving overland. So you instead of going like 3 miles an hour, you go like 1.5 miles an hour. So it takes you about an hour, and you reach the other dwarves that had fled the Akfolk village, and the ones that had fled the mines. And there is about over 20. Well, actually, none of them. Never mind about the Akfolk village. We won't speak about that. None of them survived the Akfolk village. But the few that you had survived, that rescued in the mines, plus the actual upper level of Iron Slag, all up, there is 26 shield dwarves here in one big group. And they like applaud you guys and just sort of raise their fists and name about 6 different dwarven gods in which they praise your name to. Ah! Our saviors! Ah! The king will be most pleased with ye all. King Harnoth, he'll give you a fine reward. He's a man of many means. So too was his father, bless his soul. A survivor of the War of the Silver Marches. He will recognize your efforts here in rescuing us. Praise be ye to Martha Mordrune, to Dumathoin, to Moradin.
Yes.
Sure. Thanks. Don't know who half of those are.
Any of you got any ale, by the way? Some of them say.
Fresh out.
Got some water.
Meh. I'd rather die than drink water.
Well, I met up more for a shower for you.
Ha!
Nothing.
Now, if we move quick, we'll be at Citadel Adbar within 2 nights. We can band together and help the injured and the poor.
Excellent.
Some of the slaves are like, I'm not poor, I've got plenty of gold back at home. I mean, you're in poor condition. They start arguing a little bit, but then they just laugh it off. So, yep, you guys are reunited with the 26 dwarves that you'd saved. Plus the extra 4, and then the 1 lonely human commoner that you guys have rescued. So, got about 30 prisoners here that you've rescued.
Oh, did the elf make it out? Is she here?
Yeah, she's there as well. She's kind of guiding them.
It's good. Didn't just send her to a death somewhere.
She easily caught up with everyone. She's been kind of scouting the land. She's a bit of a scout herself. So, what's the plan now? Where to next?
Back to Iron Slag. I'm joking.
Yeah,
You've got an army now.
Round 3.
Adbar.
Alright, you could, if you move at
It's
a
gonna
quick
be-
pace, you could get to the airship by tonight.
That would be
Yeah.
best. I mean, it's a defendable position, most likely, and we have,
We've got
our
our men
underlings.
there. Yeah, and our possessions and underlings, and like our horses and stuff, don't seem to do well if we leave them alone.
We have horses? I don't think we have horses. do
Well,
we?
we have horses.
There's,
Just
you have them.
They're just wandering around Faerun, but yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like right now. Of course, we have horses. There's all of us have like 5 horses apiece.
All right, so you guys will have to do a fast pace. So obviously you won't be looking out for any threats, but you would also need to do a little bit of a forced march as well to get there. Like by tonight, you'd be marching through the night for a few hours.
Yeah.
Everyone happy to start marching?
So just make sure that I understand what the plan is that we're going to let this group, now that they're together, continue on to Citadel Adbar. We're going to head to the crashed airship, grab those people, and then we're going to walk across to Citadel Adbar again. Right? I mean, as well.
I think so.
Is that the plan?
I thought we were just taking these ones to Adbar. The ones at the airship are the guard, so they will be fine there until we get back to them. Because like the ship itself is.
I think we should go to Adbar at some point, either with these dwarves and then go to the airship, just because I think we might get rewarded.
Right, but that's not what Seb had just explained. That the forced march that we're doing is to the airship. Seb is what I heard you say.
I thought you guys were going to collect these dwarves and go to the airship and grab all the survivors and then head to Citadel Adbar.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But
As one big group?
Yeah, we can do that then.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
at the airship there is actually there is a few survivors here. There's a couple of rock gnomes and a few dwarves that.
It's the ones we saved from the barbarians.
Yeah, the ones from the forest camp that went to the airship. We've also got that big horn there as well. 250-pound horn. Okay, so is everyone happy to do that? What I suggested? To go to force march to the crashed airship?
Wake up a little later and...
Alright. So you don't have any encounters for the entire journey. However, doing a forced march is it does take its toll, and to do a forced march I need everyone to make a constitution save.
If there are any dwarves that look like they're starting to lag behind, I'll help them.
Everyone's helping each other as well, and they thank you kindly. One of them jumps on your back and uses your antlers like a steering wheel. Okay, so you've traveled about 4 hours excess to what you usually would, and everyone's dealing with it fine. No one gains any exhaustion. So you guys make it back to the crashed airship. It's late at night, and everyone there is safe and sound.
It's new.
Nice.
See if it's an illusion. I don't believe it.
Yeah. So we can kind of camp out in the airship, right?
Yeah.
It's the land-based airship.
Landship.
We could all put them to work here instead.
Start a new village.
Cut some trees down, repair the boat.
When you guys arrive, they blow the horn as well to welcome you all.
Who gave them the authority to blow the horns?
You horny bastards, knock it off.
Alright, so you see the dwarves have actually started to pick up some of the splintered wood, and the large group are also with you guys. I'm not going to put them on this map, but they are equally impressed at the sight of this airship as they are with your efforts to survive the crash. And some of them start saying, "Ah, was this one of those ships that fly upon the air? Oh my, it looks like your balloon has been burst. Ah, don't worry, the king will fix that right up for ya."
Excellent.
That is good news.
I know that's what Dan has been hoping for.
Don't worry, it'll be dwarven crafted. It won't just bust so easily. We'll thread it with mithril.
Excellent.
Fantastic. We brought you some recruits.
Damn manticores got us in the air last time.
All right. Yeah, you guys make a camp around the airship, and the camp goes well. There's no ambushes during the night or anything like that. Everyone can take a long rest, and you guys just start to make your plan for travel for the next morning as everyone wakes up. You give food and water, obviously, to the most tired and injured of the group, and they're feeling a lot better, and they'll be able to march and keep up with you guys the next morning.
So my sight might be messed, or you might have missed my token. Can't see any.
Oh yeah. Where did you go?
I was on the ship telling the horny bastards to stop blowing the horn.
There we go. I don't know how you disappeared.
It's on the wild surge table.
You're a
Turned
potted
into a
plant. You're that tree over there.
I think I moved my token over Thomas and he just disappeared. Look, Thomas, where'd you go? Thomas. There he is. That's what it was. I apologize.
All right. So, do you guys want to just take everyone away from the airship now?
Might as well.
So did we get a long rest over the night?
Yep.
Yes.
So let me give you a long rest.
Is the idea to keep this airship? Is that correct?
Yeah.
So
And they just said that they could repair the balloon, which would be nice.
right. So that means that you're gonna have to take all the scraps and pieces with us. Is that correct?
No, they'll come back
just the
here to
balloon.
fix it, because otherwise we'd have to take the entire ship as well anyway. Which we
The
can't really do.
the ship is damaged, but it's not critical damage. Just the hull has got a bit damaged. The balloon though is pretty much completely destroyed. They'll have to make a new one. But
So are they gonna do the work here? Is that what they're doing?
Sturdier one.
well, they don't have any resources here to build it.
We just need to get a balloon and bring it back, and if we want to repair the hull, we can fly it to one of them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, you could take some of the balloon.
So we want to leave this. So do we want to leave the ship unattended while we let them know that they need to have a party come over or repair a balloon or make a new balloon? I'm just wondering.
You wouldn't imagine the dwarves would build the balloon here. They'd do that at Citadel Adbar.
Exactly right. So, but what we're doing is that we're taking everybody away from this airship. Is that correct?
I've got mixed feelings about it. I still think we should leave some of our guys just to prevent vandalism.
Yeah, some hoodlums might come over and graffiti it.
The shield dwarves are already here. They just volunteer straight away. We'll stand and protect it. No problem. Just leave us with a bit of food for the journey. Enough time for your journey back.
I'll leave one ration for all of them.
I'll chip in one too.
I'm sure how much we have.
The rock
Were there
gnomes.
Were there any provisions on the ship to begin with?
There is. There's 100 days worth of food.
Okay.
The rock gnomes, they're not so inclined to actually stay here though. They want to head back to their burrows.
Alright. We can take them as far as Adbar, and then hopefully they can find their way from there.
So I can attune. I can mark that I'm attuned to the ingot of the Skuldrum.
Yeah, you got plenty of time to attune. And San, are you carrying this giant horn?
If that's what I'm supposed to do, then yeah.
It's 250 pounds.
Oh,
They could defend that on the airship. It wouldn't be a bad thing to have on there. It's kind of a nice little thing if you don't want to carry it around.
okay.
Yeah.
Do we need it with us?
I'm not saying. I mean, it's kind of a really cool thing, showing that we completed something. I mean, it's
Okay.
not magical, but we did.
I'll throw it over my
we're-
shoulder.
Yeah.
It is worth 750 GP.
Right. Did you guys? I'm sorry. Being new to this group, I was just sent by somebody to come help you guys, give you aid. Not quite sure. Do you guys have like a base of operations that you
Absolutely.
come out of?
No.
Where's
The
it?
ship.
Okay. So if it's
The
the
ship.
ship,
Well, the last week it was a ship. The week
We
before that.
also keep supplies of horses all over the place.
Yes.
Yeah.
And once we're done,
haven't
we're
told you
gonna
what
have
our
a
horse
tower built for us too.
And we have a teleportation network as well.
So to answer your question, all
No.
the above.
Your base of operations is Faerun.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
right.
we go all over the place, which is why the ship is so nice.
Our base of operations was where Roderick is.
Exactly.
It's our mascot.
This is your base of operations over here.
There we go. That's a new one.
This decrepit building, this ruin.
We should plant a flag there. This is ours now.
All right, it's time to continue traveling. So you've got the large group of survivors, and the plan is to head to Citadel Adbar. All right, plotting the journey would be obviously the survivalists in the group, and it should be pretty straightforward. You can pretty much march in a straight line. You could get there within 3 days if you march at a quick pace. In fact, you could get there in 2 days if you really want. You'd have to do a little bit of a forced march though, for about an extra 2 hours a day. That would be the quickest way to get there. Of course,
Pretty quick, but not push hard enough to risk exhaustion.
Yeah.
right, you'd take 3 days then. It's like 100. It's about 100 miles. So you could clear 40 miles in a day at a quick pace, or 30 at a regular pace. So
30.
It would take more than 3 days for a regular pace.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's just.
Perfect. Sounds good.
We're not in a rush, and we should have our wits and our abilities about us.
Okay. Well, you don't have your -5 to passive perception if you're going at a normal pace. You're not able to stealth though at the same time.
Right.
It's good to have our perception around us.
Okay, let's see how this journey goes. You can't imagine there are too many major threats to you guys in these parts. Maybe some orcs or something though. It's kind of just
We start the
grassland.
day. We start the day. I'll step aside 40 feet.
All right. All right. As you guys are moving, you sort of just head over a grassy knoll. This is about midday, so you've only traveled like a few hours today. And all of a sudden, you find a great depression in the ground, and there is a fire giant, and you're pretty close to him. Probably less than 100 feet by the time you stumble upon this mining operation. There's like a heavy grease-stained crane in the ground, a few methods flying about as well, and all these different parts, hellhounds as well, and it's like a full-blown mining operation here. And this fire giant he does spot you guys. What do you guys do? You want to try and just like quickly move away from him? Try and parley?
People to defend.
Yeah, there are a lot of slaves. A lot of slaves with you guys. That's what the fire giants are seeing. Big group of slaves.
Well, keep our distance and
Just try to just move quickly away.
move.
All right.
We've been given the blessing of the Duke, have we not?
We have. Do you remember his
I
name?
wouldn't necessarily call
Yeah,
it.
we have his room, right?
Duke guy.
Duck.
All right, let me grab all of these survivors as well. So if you guys start moving away, is that the plan?
Let's have the slaves start walking away. We kind of wait a minute.
All right, when that happens, like the fire giant's seeing you guys, and there's actually more here than this. I got to grab the
Whoa,
others as
That's
well.
a lot of slaves.
The fire giant kind of clicks his fingers, and a couple of hellhounds start like running towards you guys. There's a couple of hellhounds, some smoke methods. You can see this big crater, You know, they're pulling up fragments of the Vonodod, obviously. One of the giants has a rod of the Vonodod in his hand, and he kind of puts the rod away, and there are these massive lumps of coal next to him, and he starts reaching for one. You guys reckon that he could easily hit you guys with a rock from hundreds of feet away.
Can try talking. I'll yell out hail in giant.
All right,
Duke sends us regards.
so all right, let me just grab these last remaining survivors. That is all of them there
For now.
for now.
Looks like there's a few spots missing. I suppose we lost a few. So.
That's where
So
Waldo's supposed to
yeah.
be. Waldo was there. All right, so yeah, he's given like obviously a bit of a whistle to these hellhounds. You see two of these fiery beasts. They move twice the quick of any one of these dwarves, and they start running towards you guys. Meanwhile, this fire giant's got one of these big lumps of coal. So the hellhounds are actually skirting around though. They're giving you guys a bit of a wide berth, but they move to cut off anyone who's trying to flee. And so you yell something out, Roderick?
Yeah.
It's Duke Zeltumber, if you're trying to remember who it was.
Him. I was greet him first.
Come closer, small folk, he calls out in giant.
I'll tell him to call his dogs off, and I will.
I'm the one that gives the orders here, not you.
A mumble. We'll see about that. And
How
I
many
approach.
how many dogs did I see approaching us?
There are two. They're about they give you guys about 100-foot wide berth, but they've already skirted around behind any of these shield dwarfs or gnomes that have tried to kind of run off.
So let us pass in the name of Duke Zeltam.
You're quite far away when you're yelling out to him. Your voice sounds so minuscule compared to his. And he still has this rock in his hand.
Wait, is that Than moving up?
It's Ren's all the way up there.
Rand. He told me
Rand?
to come on.
Yeah.
He wants me close. I'll be close to him.
You speak giant, Rand?
Nope.
He speaks in giant. They only speak giant.
Uh,
I don't want
Dan
them to
or
get too
whoever
far.
translated.
Okay. You notice in this crane that he's using, it's like got these belching cauldrons that are powering this crane. Thick black smoke is rising from it, and you can see these two little fire elementals trapped within these cauldrons, swirling around. It doesn't look like they're able to escape, and there's a heavy-looking chain attaching the crane to what looks like a piece of the Vonodod. It's a big mining operation here. And the fire giant just looks down at you. Where did you learn the name? Duke Zeltumber.
When we had an audience with him in Iron Slag, we made an agreement to leave, and he'd let us leave.
Never! You little creatures are objects that we shall use. The Duke is not Zeltumber. Alright, Norin, as you're moving away, these little smoke methods, little imps that are comprised of smoke, they start flying towards you. Slaves! And you can see this kind of like this little churning fire underneath in this crater as well, and they're little sprites also dancing around in there, and they start to emerge from the crater, little magmums.
Is there any other place around here that a fire giant could possibly step out of?
As far as you're aware, no. There's the only like actual structure is this crane.
Okay.
There's no outhouse or anything. One of them's
No, there's like a giant wheelbarrow. There's like this massive crane. There's a small kind of winch system here, and there are chains and pulleys, and just looks like all these other random relics that have been sort of excavated, random scraps of metal and whatnot. But yeah, this giant seems very, very bored and frustrated.
I'll tell you what, friend, you need to go home more often because the old duck is dead and the old timber is now the duck.
You think you can tell me what I should do?
right. We do.
Just a suggestion. But I'm sure you're dying for news of home, or you could just be dying.
I think I am bored. I must alleviate that boredom. I might start by throwing coal at your head. And he just picks up this massive chunk of coal. He kind of tosses it in his hand a couple of times. He smiles as his fiery red hair licks behind his head. And he just reels his arm back, about to throw it at you, Thomas. So let's roll initiative. And hellhounds. All the groups of enemies will go on the same initiative count. Okay, everyone is in there. What? No smoke methods. Alright, Jarek, you're up first.
That's unusual. So I'm going to go ahead and use 2 of my sorcery points and cast darkness. Believe it or not. So that's what I'm doing. And then, since I can't do anything else there as a bonus action, I'm going to take a 2nd level spell slot and give me back those sorcery points.
Okay.
And then I'm done. Actually, I'm going to move ahead a little bit. Let's see. You see where I'm pinging right here? Towards the bottom of the map, to the lower left-hand side?
Yeah.
What is that thing right there?
It is a large cauldron.
Oh, just a cauldron.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's it's pretty big as well. It's about 12 feet tall. And it's got a bit of smoke coming out of it.
Okay. And then this is a hellhound here. Yep.
Yep.
And then this over here, these are the smoke methods that just came out, right?
They look very similar to your imp, but they're comprised mostly of smoke. And the hellhounds are these kind of fiery looking dogs with flesh that looks like obsidian.
Perfect. All right. And then that's the end of my turn. Thank you.
Then.
Tell them what to do.
So these fire elementals are currently trapped. They're not let loose.
How are they trapped?
They're in the cauldron.
Like bound in there or something.
And so would that be like a command word to release them, perchance? Or is it like
no? You could probably just open it, and it reminds you of the furnace
on the shop?
On the
Or on the
airship.
ship?
Yeah, you could just open the grate and they'd be loose.
Okay, I will. I'll command this guy to grovel.
He just absolutely despises that. You tell me! And then he
I try.
he kind of angles his arm towards you instead, Than. He hasn't yet
And
thrown this rock.
I will is this wall what is it?
It's it's a small shelf of rock. It's about an 8-foot drop down.
8-foot jump down.
Yeah.
Okay, I will bonus action put the help action on him. And my turn.
Hi, Mr. Imp.
All right, Takal will move up to these over by Lily, actually. And he will end his turn there.
Does he take an action?
He's gonna. I guess he'll hide. That's a good idea.
Okay.
Let him do that. Stealth.
All right, 14.
And then he's done.
All right. The Hellhounds start to see some movement, and this one just is going to run up, and it just leaps at one of the rock gnomes, and as it gets there, it just opens its mouth and just starts breathing fire over all of them in a 15-foot cone.
Well, that fire giant's not very good at taking slaves.
Yeah, you really don't like the slaves.
That's fine. Oh well.
All right.
He completely missed him.
All right. Some of the weaker, like the gnomes, are completely like one gnome just gets a gout of fire to the face, and he immediately drops to the ground, burnt to a crisp. The dwarves are a lot sturdier, and I'm just going to make them individual saving throws. All right, they kind of hold up their arms, Gah! And they scream, and a couple of them well, actually, all of them drop to the ground. They just kind of scorch. You're not sure if they're dead or whatnot. You just see them drop.
We don't have a very good track record, I don't think, of saving people.
All right, this Hellhound is going to he's going to run up, taking the dash action. He's going to move there, and there are only 2 Hellhounds. Okay, that's it. They kind of skirt around and start, trying to herd up the slaves. Rend.
All right. So can I get next to the giant from here? I can't tell how big this stuff is.
The crane itself is about 25 feet high, and there's just like it's made of metals, like a rectangular compartment, and it's just kind of like open, like the walls of the interior of the control area of the crane is open, and these lumps of heavy looking coal, they're about 10 feet tall. You can navigate over any of it as difficult terrain. They're very heavy rocks. They're not going to like tumble apart or anything like that.
Okay, so I could get right here?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I'll rage first. Let's see. Okay, and then move right there, and I will reckless attack him. There we go.
That hits.
Jeez.
All right, you start hacking into his leg, and he doesn't budge.
All right, let's try that again then.
Crit.
There we go.
And
All
it's another 2d6. Is that right?
Should be another 2d12 if you've got Oh,
I
sorry
mean
for the
the,
yeah. 2d6.
giant. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I don't have that one calculated in.
All right. This time when you hack into his leg, it just breaks straight through his greave and into the top of his thigh, and he just looks down at you as a bit of blood spurts out. He barely flinches. Lily.
I'll use my bonus action to begin blade singing. Run forward. 30 feet, 35, 40 feet. And then I will cast a chill shield. That's the right one, right? Tell me if
Going
it's
through
the
creatures is
opposite of what
difficult
it's supposed to be.
terrain.
Yeah,
That'll
I
be
added
45.
an extra 5 feet for that guy.
And her.
The corpse?
She's not a corpse. She's unconscious on the ground dying.
So I'm there then?
You can't end your turn in another creature's space.
Where did you start, Lily? You might be able to get there just going around them.
Here. I thought when they were laying on the ground, they were people you could walk. Just like a corpse.
No. Being unconscious doesn't change any rules like that. Yeah, you could go around like that.
Okay, that works.
But yeah, they're just the rules. Like, that's how it is. Alright, so you're putting on a chill shield. Alright, I've got a template for this one. Alright, so like a swirling ball of ice kind of surrounds you and gives you resistance to fire damage. And if someone attacks you with a melee attack, they'll take some damage from that as well.
I look like a master juggler.
That's the chill version of it. Not concentration. Norin.
Start running this way. After I kind of... that's why I started going back to begin with. I kind of figured he wasn't going to let us go. Let's... I'm gonna throw a javelin at this one. It'll be a disadvantage. Well, I guess I could. Let's see. That it'd be a disadvantage there too. I'll throw it the one up there.
It's a miss. The javelin flies over the top of the hellhound, sticks into the ground.
I'll turn and throw a spear at this one here. I don't think I'm close enough to throw a spear at the other one. Oh, I am. Okay, I'll throw a spear at it too.
Spear also misses. You arc it straight over all of the survivors, and bone spear just is planted in the ground right near your other one.
Alright. It's my turn.
Alright, these methods start like chuckling amongst themselves, and they're speaking in primordial. They seem to be joking amongst each other, and they kind of start flying towards everyone and just kind of annoying you all. This one flies up here, and he's going to just use the help action on you, Norin. Kind of just taunt you, flying around, blowing a bit of smoke in your face. This one's going to fly over and use the help action on Roderick. This one's going to use the help action on Thomas. And I think these other three are going to get a bit of a kick out of annoying all of these survivors. So they just kind of fly in amongst all of these survivors, taking the dash action. And they're all just trying to shield their faces and whatnot from these three methods that are annoying them. Roderick.
Yes. So I can't remember what the rule is for ranged attacks. Is it if I attack something within 5 feet of me, or if I do a ranged attack with something within 5 feet of me?
Second one.
Second one. Okay. So I'll take a step out and probably get hit.
Yeah, the smoke method's going to claw at you.
Yeah.
And he misses.
Then I will Hunter's Mark this dog. Fake dog. It's not a real dog. If I can find my spell.
No. It's a little bit saddened by that.
Yeah,
Big
well,
rat.
if it was a real dog, it would be my friend. It's not, so. It's probably a
Miss. That hits. The arrow just takes a shelf of obsidian flesh off the top of the hellhound, exposing this fiery blood that spills out onto the ground.
And surprise.
And a miss.
Yeah, that's all for now.
Thomas.
Right, well, let's see what we can do before these things.
That's pretty.
Oh, I can't grab it.
Oh,
I can drag it.
let me fix that up for you. Synaptic static?
Yeah. Why not cast it though? I think they're just barely too spread out.
I think maybe you can hit 3 of them.
Yeah. I think it's 3 anyway I do it. And
Pick me
no.
ugliest 3.
No, I'm gonna mirror image.
Oh, all the suspense. Alright,
I
mirror
know.
image. And there are like 4 Thomases hovering around within your 5-foot square, shifting around as you move.
4 times the wild magic.
Move over to here.
Alright, the method grits his smoky teeth as he, with a smoky claw, swipes at you, and it'll miss. It'll miss your mirror image as well. I don't need to roll.
And that's it.
Alright, little methods have started. These little magnums, these grinning, mischievous, kind of stumpy humanoids that seem to be sculpted from black shells of magma. They're actually on fire. They've started to crawl out of this crater. The crater's about 20 feet deep, and they're just using their claws, their clawed hands to climb out. And they're jumping around, and they're illuminated. They're going to start running out of this hole. And this one dashes. This one dashes. This one dashes. This one takes a dash action. They're all going to take the dash action except for this one that's going to run up and just kind of jump on Than, or attempt to. Flames licking its hands. Alright, it kind of just out of nowhere leaps up and it slaps a fiery hand onto Than, and it pretty much directly hits you on the back of your neck. And
Can I remove that crit?
yeah, you can do your
I'd like to
thing.
use my reaction to make that a normal hit.
Okay, you turn the crit into a regular attack using your channel divinity, and you take 4 fire damage. And you catch on fire. You're on fire until someone takes an action to douse the flames.
I have fire resistance, so 2 damage.
Yep, 2 damage with fire resistance. Alright, this fire giant, he's got this giant lump of coal. He was aiming at Thomas originally, and then he's kind of turned towards Than, and Ren's run up and just started hitting him in the leg. So what he's going to do is first open the hatch and release this fire elemental. And then he just yells out a booming command. His voice must be heard for 1,000 feet. Kill them! Capture what you can! Kill the rest! Yells out in giant, and all of the smaller creatures seem to like react to that with a little bit of a spring in their step. And then Oscort, he just reaches for his greatsword, and he steps back, and then he just tries to thrust the greatsword down at you with great speed, Rend. And he hits you for 10 slashing damage. He's going to then just kind of swipe his hand. He's going to move into your space, and you need to make a strength saving throw.
Which I'll get advantage on. Well,
yeah. Alright, he just kind of like swipes. He tries to tackle you. That doesn't work. You just kind of use the barriers around the crane to avoid being knocked over. And then he's just going to bring that greatsword in again. And it catches you for another 11 slashing damage. This fire elemental just spins around in a wicked dance as he slaps open this black metal grate of this cauldron. And it just literally looks like a small tornado of fire. And it's got a humanoid configuration. And it's going to just wash straight over you, kind of moving along the ground with a little, like a fiery twister. The base of the cone shape is just kind of cutting through everything and catching everything on fire, including you. For moving into your space, Rend, you take 6 fire damage and you catch on fire.
So 3?
3 fire damage with your bear barbarian totem. And then it is going to it's just going to keep on hovering by you, just twisting over towards Than. And Than, you'll hit for 7 fire damage. And
do I get an opportunity attack?
Yeah. You're even more on fire now, Than. You're actually on fire from 2 different sources.
So 3 damage for resistance?
Yep. Alright, Rend, you swing around, you cut into the elemental. That is a hit. A bit of fire kind of just bursts out from the impact of the blade. And it is going to keep on moving. And it just takes a dash action. It's got just enough to engulf Thomas. Thomas, you take some fire damage and you catch on fire. And it ends its turn there, hovering over your space. The magman's dancing around inside the fire elemental. You hit for 1 fire damage.
Ow.
Jarek.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and use my Quicken spell. We're going to be, I've learned, I guess, my lesson from fighting some fiery type things is not to use Scorching Ray, and I guess I'm going to have to use different ones. So I'm going to do Agonizing Blast against this Hellhound that's right here. Right below me, right there. There we go.
The first beam is a direct hit. The Hellhound does not seem to be able to see in the darkness. And that,
Alright, I'm gonna push him back 10 feet.
Alright, the beam slams into the Hellhound and its fiery claws drag along the ground. And that's another hit.
Again.
Alright, you knock it back, repelling it backwards. Poof, some chunks of its flesh are ripped off like fiery scabs. It's looking injured.
That's the bonus casting of that. Now we'll do the regular action.
That's a hit. The beam just explodes out of the darkness, poof, straight into the Hellhound. And it slides along again.
And then we'll see if we can't push him into that rock right behind him.
That's a hit. And it knocks the Hellhound back. The Hellhound starts to have this kind of black smoke rise off of it, and it's dripping with this lavery blood. It's very close to being destroyed.
And I am going to have to move, I think, a little bit. I'll move there, and then I will end my turn.
Okay. I thought I rolled these commoners in, but none of them are trying to like run off anymore because of the Hellhounds and whatnot. So they're all just taking the dodge action and kind of huddling together, relying on you guys to protect them, basically. Okay, Than, you've been like pretty much erupted. You take 4 points of fire damage from the fire elemental and 3 points from the magnum at the start of your turn. 7 points in total.
So I'm gonna put Path to the Grave on the fire giant.
Okay, you see the fire giant's kind of a soot-stained skin become cracked, and all these vein-like bloody red spiderweb patterns appear all over his arms and legs.
And I will bonus action put the help action on him.
Alright, Mr. Imp.
Okay, so Takal will head over to... He's going to fly over directly behind the Hellhound, hovering above it slightly, and talk to him in Infernal and explain to him what a sorry excuse of a Hellhound from the depths of hell he is. He's going to try to use the help action. Can he do that? Or no?
He can give the help action.
Okay, he'll give the help action.
Alright, he's no longer hidden as he gives the help action.
That's correct.
And speaks.
Yep. So he's just invisible.
Hellhound just growls.
Then he will go ahead and end his turn there.
Alright, this Hellhound is going to just take the dash action and just run up to you, Jarek. It's just like dripping with blood at this stage. It's like limping as it runs. Rend.
Yep.
You've got some fire elemental on you. You take 2 fire damage at the start of your turn.
Did the other Hellhound do anything?
Oh yeah, I forgot they both go on the same turn order. All right, it's going to let me just check. It's going to all right. It's yeah, they listen to what fire giants tell them to do, so it's going to ignore the imp for now, and it's going to breathe the fire in a 15-foot cone. It's going to do it by stepping here, so it can catch as many as possible. All right, Lily, make a dexterity save. And unfortunately, all the dwarves that were unconscious, they will perish in these flames that are caught in it in the 15-foot cone. All right, Lily, you dive to the side and you have resistance, so you take 5 fire damage. And there are a couple more dwarves. Unfortunately, the other 2 in the 15-foot cone are incinerated and are instantly killed. If only Than could have saved them, but oh well.
No thanks. Far, far away. In a galaxy far, far away.
Oh, sorry, Ren.
Yeah, it's fine.
Go. You're up.
All right. Yeah, so we'll reckless attack the giant.
That's a hit. Good waste of Than's help action as well. I do approve.
DM's inspiration for you.
Alright, that's double damage, so 42 points.
Nice.
Alright, you can see the giant's flesh is all cracked, and it actually kind of looks injured after that attack. It doesn't budge though.
Alright. Once more.
That's another hit. And this time you just smash through his greave. He falls down and just kind of tumbles into all of these black chunks of charcoal next to him.
Nice. And that's it.
And he's prone. Lily.
Alright, I'm going to start by casting Shadow Blade as the bonus action. Move here in between them, and I'll start attacking.
First attack is a miss. Second attack is a crit. Right, the Hellhound leaps back, and as it does, you swing and miss, and then it lunges for you, Lily, and you jam the Shadow Blade directly into its maw, and an explosion of fire and flesh kind of bursts off of its head. It lets out a loud yelp as it's close to death.
Okay.
Norin.
I actually don't want to get really any closer to the prisoners or all the slaves. Help. We want to come up here to kind of block the way for the magmen a little bit.
The Mephit's going to try and claw at you. Ah! Mess.
I don't really even pay attention to that thing. Let's see. It'll be at disadvantage, but I'll throw a spear at the Hellhound. That's by Lily, because I can't see the other one. 15.
Well, you'd be wouldn't be at disadvantage on the other one. Alright, that is a miss. That's cover. If you attack this one, you wouldn't be at disadvantage because you can't see.
Okay. Oh man.
Were you attacking the same one?
6. I'm fucked. Well, I'm gonna miss either one. I would imagine.
Yep, that does.
Maybe
miss.
not.
It does miss.
I mean, it's gonna miss.
The other one had cover as well.
No, the other one doesn't have cover. He's got a clean line of sight. It's a straight line that it's unimpeded by any.
No, I meant the one up here because you said cover.
Yeah, that one's got cover. There's like a couple of... There's a dwarf, a gnome, and a human. There's like almost one of every race in between him and the Hellhound.
Yeah, but he's also in darkness. Other Hellhound down below, so he'd be attacking at disadvantage.
Nope. That would be a regular attack.
The Hellhound
The
can't see.
Hellhound can't
Yeah,
see me.
Hellhound does not have
that's right.
true
That's
sight
right.
or blind sight. Tremor sense or anything.
Yep, that's it.
Alright, this method is just breathes out this 15-foot cone of smoldering ash, just straight into all of these survivors, and it just threatens to blind them. They just kind of yell out and grab their eyes, and that's what these 3 methods do. It doesn't really matter too much whether it affects them or not, but they just start annoying everyone. All the gnomes and the dwarves are just yelling out, "Ah, my eyes, it burns!" And the methods are chuckling in this primordial voice. Alright, meanwhile, I think this one's going to get up in your face and do the same thing, Norin. Make a dexterity save. Alright, it just blows this cone of smoldering ash in your face and you're blinded for 1 round. And this one's going to do the same to you, Roderick. Make a dexterity save.
Oh, wow.
And it blinds you as well. And this one's going to fly up to Than and blow ash in Than's face. Than, make a dexterity save. You manage to tumble out of the way of that and hold up your shield to block the hot ash. And that's it for the methods. They're just trying to annoy you guys more than really hurt anyone. Roderick.
Well, I suppose I'll pull out my staff, shillelagh, and I'll swing at the mephit.
Alright, you have disadvantage.
Okay.
You can hear it. And then you just hear a loud thwack, and you just definitely feel that quarterstaff smack into the mephit. But it's still alive.
Again.
And you hit it again. You can feel it being kind of tossed around a little bit, but it's still alive. Still taunting you. Alright, Thomas, you've got some fire elemental on you. And you take 5 fire damage at the start of your turn.
Ow. Okay. Is this a hole or a rock? Or...
It's a chunk of charcoal. It's about 3.5 feet in diameter. 7 feet tall.
Actually, yeah. I don't think I need to move out to shoot it. If I shoot a lightning bolt, it's still going to go through the fire elemental.
Yeah.
So I'll just shoot it horizontally, due east.
Okay.
Just straight line.
Lightning bolt.
Yeah. I'll cast a 4.
Alright, you send a 120-foot line of lightning. It dances along the ground and it blackens the grass, and a line of fire erupts.
Tom probably thinks of fire mold, so it's trying to lightning bolt him.
Alright, this magnum, it literally just explodes. And when it dies, it explodes in a burst of fire and magma. And Thomas, you need to make a dexterity save. You dodge out of the way from taking the actual full brunt of it. It's 2d6. Let me just roll this twice. So you take 2 fire damage from the magnum's explosion. I'll do the smoke method next, and then I'll get back to the fire elemental. The smoke method, it actually dodges, and arcs cut through its smoky form. It's still left alive after that lightning bolt. And the fire elemental, it seems to kind of funnel around your arm as you cast that spell, and only a few arcs jump up and grab it. But it kind of, you see a bit of a fiery explosion from that lightning bolt too. Roll on the wild magic search table. Alright, you glow with bright light in a 30-foot radius, so you're just glowing. You're pretty much completely white if someone looks at you, and they're blinded if they end their turn within 5 feet of you.
Nice. Yeah, I'll still might as well quicken a ray of frost on them. I'm afraid he's gonna go running at the guy. So I'll use Tides of Chaos to nullify my disadvantage.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
And yeah, the fire elemental is just spinning around you, and you end up missing, just firing the ray of frost up into the air. Okay, it's the magnums, and we'll start with these ones. Two of them run and jump on you, Norin, trying to grab you with their fiery hands. You hear them coming, and you move out of their reach. another one is going to take the dash action, start running to try and scare all the survivors. The one next to you, Roderick, it tries to grab you. And with a 19, it hits you. It slaps a fiery hand into you. And you take 12 fire damage. And you catch on fire. And the last Magnum is next to Than. It tries to grab Than. And it misses. Roderick, the searing pain from being on fire causes you to drop concentration on your hunter's mark.
Yeah. Is that rolling advantage? Is that why it does it twice?
Nope, I don't know why it rolled it twice. It shouldn't have.
I modified it on my character sheet.
Do you have advantage?
No, I don't. I was just wondering, like.
Okay, maybe that's
to do that
why.
sometimes.
It should only do it once usually.
Okay.
All right, this giant brings himself back to his feet next to you, Ren, and he's going to slam this hatch open with his interactive object, and he's going to open, release this other fire elemental, and he's going to just try and like knock you over. Make a strength saving throw. Kind of slaps his hand
Got
at you.
advantage.
Yeah, you don't budge at all. And then kind of steps back. And he's pretty angry with you, Rend. He's going to swing his greatsword at you. And he hits you for 12 slashing damage. It's poking it through the crane house. And again. And he hits you for another 15 points of slashing. Just keeps on poking his greatsword into the crane house. And he just takes a look around to see how the battle's going, and he remains focused on you. Alright, there are 2 fire elementals that have been released now. And the one that has escaped next to you, Rend, is just going to attack you. And he hits you for 6 fire damage. You can't catch on fire any more than you already are from this thing. And it's going to move into your space. Now, when that happens, you take 5 fire damage, or 2 fire damage. And then he's going to try and touch you again. And another fiery hand crits you for another 7 fire damage. And just keeps on swarming around in your space. Alright, this fire elemental moves all over Thomas. 15 feet. And it hits you for 4 fire damage. And it's going to move, taking the dash action. Or maybe not the dash action. It's going to move onto Roderick's space. You've got an attack there, Thomas.
Yeah.
Alright, you hit it with a ray of frost as it leaves your reach. And you're able to slow it down. The cold doesn't seem to damage it more. But it kind of does freeze it up and it slows it down. So it does take the dash action. Alright, so Roderick, for moving into your space. Did I do you that damage yet? I didn't.
No.
You'll hit for 6. And it's going to keep on moving. And it's just going to like just swoop into all of these people here.
Damn it.
And yeah. They're like just instantly all these rock gnomes. Are they
There's
instantly
no way
killed?
to defend against that, right?
Not really.
Be far away.
Not if you're a commoner taking the dodge action. Yeah, there's not probably
I would
much you
take a
can
swing
do
at it
about
as
this.
Leaves my reach as well.
No, I mean us. There's nothing we can do to stop that.
Probably not.
You could try grappling it.
Alright, the human is dead.
It works on
And-
open flame.
Another gnome is dead. You can take your attack, Roderick. Alright, you whack it pretty hard. Actually, you're blinded, Roderick, so no opportunity attack for you. And yeah, most of these commoners are being killed instantly from the fire. Jarek.
That doesn't look very good. I'm going to go ahead and... Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you loud and clear.
All right. So I'm going to move a bit first. To there. And then I'm going to fire at this hellhound again.
All right, you've got advantage.
Let me look. Okay, there. I'm actually quicken it again and do agonizing blast.
That hits the hellhound, and when you hit the hellhound, you see it kind of just explode, and it just erupts into this fiery explosion, creates a black stain of soot on the ground. And there's nothing left of it except a few tufts of fur.
Okay. And then can I attack? Can I attack a different target with that second one or no?
Yeah, you can. As long as you don't move, you're able to.
Right. So then that one right there.
All right, these magnums, they also can't see in the darkness, so you have advantage against them too. And it's a crit. It absolutely explodes. It explodes in a 10-foot radius. Fiery burst. Norin, make a dexterity save.
Yep, that tracks.
Sorry, Norin.
You hit for 10 points of fire damage, and the Mephit just takes a shower in the fire.
Well, that doesn't look like it's the right one to hit. Okay, so then for my regular action, I will hit the fire elemental that's right there next to me.
You also have advantage on the fire elemental. That hits. Alright.
And I'll choose to push him back.
Alright, you push him back 10 feet. And yeah, it's first time it enters a creature's space on a turn. Alright, so you shoot this guy.
Yep.
No! No! Ah! You just push it over him and he's incinerated.
I'm not done. Yeah. So and then the last one on it.
That
19
hits.
hit.
Alright, another beam kind of slams into the elemental and fiery ribbons are escaping.
Push it. Could you push it another 10?
Alright, you push it 10 feet back more.
And I'll end my turn there. Sorry about that, guys.
He doesn't hear you, he's dead. Then. Alright, you've got some fire on you, Than. From the elemental, you take 3 fire damage, sorry. And from the magnum, you take 6 damage in total.
So I look at the giant and I just tell him that he's not going to win this fight. And I put Path to the Grave on him again.
He thinks that's hilarious. Ha ha! Many are
Did
dead.
you call that in giant?
And I'll put the help action on him again.
Okay. I guess you're not really fluent in giant, are you, Than? You just know a few words.
I know I speak fluently in giant.
Oh, you've learnt it now?
Yeah, I learned 2 languages when I became a 3rd level rogue.
Okay. Yeah, he thinks that's hilarious. Ha ha! All are burned. Soon you will work for me.
You've never been more wrong in your life.
And when you don't move, I will move you.
You can only try.
Alright, Mr. Imp.
Right, he's going to continue to give the help action on where he's at.
Alright. Next attack on that Hellhound has advantage.
And he's done. And I will click on the EOT. There we go.
Okay, this Hellhound is going to... It's going to try and bite Lily.
Okay.
But as it does that, it's going to move. It's going to move down here. It kind of skirts around you, and as it's doing it, leaps. As it's doing that, it leaps to its side and attempts to snap its maw at you. And it misses. Rend. You got a bit of fire elemental damage. You take 1 point. 0 points. You're adjusting.
Alright, so we will go ahead and reckless attack the giant.
Hit. Alright, that's 38 points of damage. With the path to the grave, your blade cuts through his flesh like a hot knife through butter. And his leg is still attached to his body.
So let's see if we can cut it off this time.
You hit again. And it's still not quite enough, but he's seriously injured. Well, maybe you do cut it off. Nope. He's got like one of the... Like, he does not skip leg day. You've cut through all of his... You've cut through his entire greave and his leg plate, and there's just this rippled, muscly leg exposed there. You've been hacking into. Lily.
I think... Let's see. I know you put the help action on this guy, but I kind of want to attack the fire a little bit.
Yeah, he'll burn the rest of the commoners.
The Hellhound's gonna snap its maw at you again, and it bites you for 4 piercing, and should take like 2d6 cold damage, I think.
Good question.
I think that's
From the fire shield.
2d8 cold damage.
Alrighty. As it snaps onto you, it just its teeth start to freeze up, and its whole face just sheathed in ice. You still got your concentration.
Alright, and then I'm going to try to attack this elemental.
You've got the damage, 2d8 cold damage. Alright, as the Hellhound freezes up, it just starts to erupt, and it just it explodes in a eruption of smoke and blazing embers, leaving nothing behind but scorched tufts of black fur.
That's
Excellent use of the help action there.
Yeah. Alright, and then I'll use attack action on the elemental.
That hits. And when psychic damage hits the elemental, you just see it kind of waver. It begins to flicker out. And that's another hit. And it dwindles even more. It's a very small flame at this stage, almost completely destroyed.
And then I'll move by my last 5.
Alright, it will reach out with this fiery appendage and try and shove it into you. And it hits you for 9 fire damage. You catch on fire.
So 4 damage?
Yep, 4 fire damage. And then its fiery arm just erupts with ice. And it'll take the 2d8 cold, and that ice just expands into the entire elemental, and for a brief moment the elemental is completely frozen, and it kind of just evaporates into a thin steam.
turns into an ice elemental and full health. Damn it.
It's gone.
Nice.
Alright, all of the dead creatures are going in this cauldron down here. This is the dead creature pile. Norin.
Alright, I'm gonna attack the thing to the north of me. I can't really see it, but I can hear it.
That's a hit.
Now I roll good.
Alright, you don't just hear it, you feel it. Make a dexterity save, it explodes. You're hit for 5 fire damage from the death burst.
Alright, I'll turn and go for that one.
That's a hit. When the trident sticks into it, you just hear this another explosion. You'll need another dex save. Now this one catches you for 5 fire damage.
Alright. I'm gonna bonus action second wind. And that'll be my turn. Do I get another save against the blind, or?
No, it was just for 1 turn. Until the end of the Mephit's next turn. Alright, these Mephits are going to start just like attacking. Trying to like knock out. This one's going to try and attack Weary. That's a miss. This one's going to try and attack a rock gnome. And misses. And this one's going to try and attack a rock gnome. And that misses. They just defend themselves as the Mephits are clawing at them. They're all dodging as well. Alright, the one next to you, Norin, it's going to just claw at you with advantage. And whoosh, you feel a sharp, smoky claw hit you for 4 damage. And the one next to Roderick will do the same thing. And Roderick, you're hit for 5 slashing damage. And the one next to Than will claw at you, Than. And it crits you for 10 slashing damage.
Jeez, man.
It just drags that claw along your neck.
I'll make that a normal hit. I'll use my reaction.
Alright, use another channel divinity.
No, that's not channeled. It's just modifier, wisdom modifier.
Oh, okay. Alright, well,
So I've,
whatever it's called, use that to negate the
Okay.
crit. And it's called non-crit attack. And that's it. That's it for the Mephits. Alright, everyone who was blinded, you can see again now.
And I shall take my vengeance on this.
Okay, you also take, was it the Magnum that got you? No, it's a fire elemental.
Yeah, apparently.
You hit for 6 fire damage at the start of your turn.
Well then. I will smack the Mephit.
That hits, and the Mephit explodes. But when it dies, it just creates a cloud of smoke in a 5-foot radius sphere that's heavily obscured. Doesn't damage you, it just blocks line of sight.
Right. So that's all this yet.
Remember, Roddick, they explode when you kill them.
Yeah, they do. Everything here does.
Alright, so you're in a heavily obscured area now, Roderick.
Okay. So then I'll step out. Oh, we'll just ask. So with the way that I think I'm doing it with the bow and the quarterstaff is, if I've got my bow out, I can then just hold that in one hand, like left hand. When
if you're doing it,
stash my...
if you're doing it one-handed or two-handed, you can also attack with your bow. Without disadvantage if the creature that you're next to can't see you. Like, you could attack the Magnum regular attack now if you wanted to.
I was planning to shoot some of these, well, one of these other methods.
Alright, yeah, you could do that. You wouldn't be at disadvantage. Or yeah, you could also just move away from the magnum. It can't attack you.
And I'll take a shot at this lower one in the thick of it.
Alrighty, hit. Arrow just cuts through the mephit. A little bit of smoke is
my second wind.
trailing away. And you see Norin just kind of... He's got these grievous wounds and he's just shrugging them off. And Norik, you just like... Got a little scratch on your hand and you just kind of rub it a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, that feels much better.
You kiss it? Did you kiss it?
No, I just rubbed my beard on it.
Alright, Thomas, you take 2 fire damage at the start of your turn.
Alright. I wanted to save some of those guys up there, but I really don't want the giant to go.
Go take care of the giant, Thomas. We've got these little ice mephits.
Smoke.
We're gonna smoke these little ice mephits.
Kill whoever just said that!
So, I'm going to quicken an ice orb, chromatic orb, level 2 at the giant.
He's kind of just towering above Ren, and it just goes completely awry. It just kind of spins around out of control and whoop, hits the ground
Jesus.
50 feet short.
Alright, so then as my action, I can put out the fire, but I'm going to do it by pulling out the decanter and saying fountain. That gives me 5 gallons of water. Just...
Alrighty, you just suddenly, guys, you just see like a big, well, not that big, but a fountain of water just erupt from Thomas's location.
Huzzah! Ice
Can
bucket
you
challenge.
guys of me?
Thomas squirts everywhere.
Always squirting some element. Ooh, that came out.
He's a squirter.
Came out.
Alright, this Magnum's just going to chase after you, Roderick. And it's going to run out of the smoke and just try to grab you, give you a hug. And he hugs you for 8 fire damage, and you're now doubly on fire.
Wonderful.
And the other one is going to try and jump on Than and grab him. And Than, you hit for 3 fire damage. Alright, this giant's just going to try and slap you down again, Rend. Make a strength save. Moving into your space. Alright, this time he just kind of just reaches through the crane house and just pretty much palms you and knocks you to the ground. And then he kind of he swings around to the side of the crane house. And he's got like just the cleanest shot at you. And he's going to just use his greatsword. And you roll to the side and he just slams the greatsword into the crane house. He reels back and this time he catches you for 14 slashing. And he just ends his turn there, kind of mingling in with all these chunks of coal and whatnot.
Nice.
Alright, no more. There's still this fire elemental. He's going to move back into your space, Rend. And then move out of your space, 15 feet of movement. You're hit for 1 or 0 fire damage. You don't even feel that. But then it is going to start like slapping these fiery hands onto you. It hits you for 3 fire damage. It just kind of moves, like squeezes in through the crane house with ease, kind of altering its form as needed. And then another fiery hand slaps you for 5 fire damage. And then it's going to go over to Than and just go in his space, provoking from you, Rend.
Okay. Blah, blah, blah.
You swing up and you hit it. Alright, you slash through it for 15 damage, and when it reaches you, Than, you'll hit for 2. And it just starts like spreading fire around everywhere, just little embers just dripping down all over the ground. Jarek.
All right. This doesn't seem like it. So Lily, do you want to take care of these methods, or do you want to go help with the giant?
You can go help. I'll take care of the methods.
All right. So I'm gonna move forward.
I mean, if you can't reach the giant, no harm in throwing a parting shot.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna make my way there, but I'm gonna end up turning around and firing a few shots off at these guys. So.
I'm sure it looks really sweet. It's just that none of us can see you do it.
Right. All right. Agonizing blast at this method right here.
All right, you've got advantage against all these guys, and it's a crit. It hits the method directly, but it kind of spins around. It doesn't explode.
Can you reach?
What are you asking?
I was gonna say, can you reach that one I pinged?
Yep. I'm gonna hit that one next.
Crit. And same thing happens as the direct's hit. The method doesn't quite explode, it just spins around.
All right. Then I'll take a bonus action and turn one of my spell slots into some points, second level. And then I'll be done.
Then you've got a couple of sources of fire on you. You take one, and you take one. You take 2 fire damage at the start of your turn.
Big damage.
All right. I think. I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna banish this elemental, or try to.
Okay. Send it back to the elemental plane of fire. And it makes a charisma save. And when it disappears, you just hear a loud pop, and it's gone. It won't come back as long as you maintain concentration for 1 minute.
All right.
Just like that, it just vanishes.
And a bonus action, I'll put the help action on the giant.
Okay.
I don't know why you're laughing.
I'm gonna use it.
I missed
You
him.
don't have to reckless attack. It's not a rule.
You do. Don't listen to him. Have DM
He's a barbarian.
inspiration.
All right. So the imp's gonna give a help action on this other method.
Okay. And all the hellhounds are dead. Rend.
All right, I'll reckless attack.
Okay. Alright, you can use half your movement to stand up.
Yeah, and I'll use half my movement to stand up.
Alright, you will take some fire damage. It's not going to be enough to knock you out. You take 3 damage. And it's a crit.
Nice.
Alright, as you're in this crane house, Rend, you kind of help yourself up, and you inadvertently grab a lever. And when you do, it kind of causes the crane house to raise a little bit and the arm to swing around. And as you're doing that, you're standing up with your axe, and the crane house rises you up to head height with the fire giant, and you just slam the giant slayer axe directly into the giant's neck, and it just blood spurts out everywhere. It takes a step back and steps on one of these lumps of charcoal. It falls off this 10-foot high cliff and snaps its neck. Pretty much cuts its head off, like in a very gruesome death.
Very nice. And let's see, and this is all
Difficult
so
terrain.
15. Yeah, so I can move like right there. All right, I'll start making my way back down there.
Lily.
Alright. Start by running over here, and I will throw the Shadow Blade at this guy.
That's a direct hit. And the Shadow Blade bursts through the smoke method, causing a cloud of smoke to waft up and kind of freak out all of these dwarves a little bit. But none of them are hurt.
Alright, then I will bonus action to bring it back to my hand and swing at this.
That's another hit. And it too explodes into a puff of smoke. Norin.
Guess I'll just swing at this guy here. Yep.
That's a hit.
Pretty indicative of how this fight has gone for Norin.
Right?
You cut the trident through the method and a ribbon of smoke trails away from its side. It's like yelling at you in primordial.
Can't even kill him.
Starts trying to plead with you. It grips its fingers and cups them. A pleading gesture. And this one is, both of them are going to disengage. And they're going to fly away 50 feet towards the crane house. This one next to you, Than, it'll also disengage and just tries to mix in with the haze. It pretty much becomes invisible when it mixes in with this kind of smoldering haze down here. So, like some hot coals down underneath the Vonadod. Roderick, you from the method take, sorry, the magnum, you take 2 damage. From the fire elemental, you take 4 damage.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do something different this time. I will use my magic.
All right, your beard glows, and a blanket of radiant energy falls down to the magnum, causing it abruptly to explode. You need to make a dex save as it erupts into a burst of fire and magma.
Bask in the flames.
And do you have evasion yet, Roderick? Oh no, you ranger.
No, I don't.
You take 5 fire damage from it exploding on you.
Yep. It's an action to put out fire, isn't it? So won't be able to do that yet.
Thomas.
Well, I'm gonna gotta do a geyser to get 30 feet, right?
You're gonna try and put out this magnum.
I'll try to put the fire out on Thane. I think that would work.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Alright. Then I'll say geyser and point the 30 gallons.
Guys,
foot.
you hardly know her.
All right.
I
You
squirt
just
Thane.
then you turn around. A big water gun just shoots straight into your face, and you're put out.
It's actually Super Soaker.
Yeah, super soaker. I like it. You're too far away, Ren.
Make a strength saving throw. Then
Oh, jeez.
I'm not very good at these.
Bowls you over.
he just smashes you with this geyser. You take 1d4 bludgeoning damage and you fall prone.
Hey, but you're not on fire
Just
anymore.
hit
Yeah, but
you
you're not on fire.
directly in the face with that geyser of water.
Beautiful.
I'll roll the damage quickly. And you hit for 4 bludgeoning damage from being shot in the face with a water gun.
I shot my load at you.
And
Oh no,
Dan loses
elemental.
concentration. The fire elemental
Jesus.
erupts back
Oh, Jesus.
into existence
Oh.
next to Ren.
Fantastic.
And the magnum next to Than just jumps on him and tries to attack him. And narrowly misses him. Alright, the fire elemental is back from its vacation. It's going to move 15 feet into Ren's space. Ren, you'll hit for 1 fire damage. It's going to move over Than, provoking from you, Ren.
All right.
That hits. Alright, you cut through it and reduce it in size a little bit. It rolls over Than. Than, you're back on fire. You take 2 fire damage. And it's going to try and roll over Thomas.
You mean one?
You've got an attack of opportunity, Than. And
1 damage, right?
Oh yeah, 1. Thomas, you'll hit for 9 fire damage and you're caught on fire. And you hit it, Than. Alright, you get it for 7 damage as it moves out of your reach. And it doesn't like that water gun, so it's going to try and give you a hug, Thomas. Roll a 1d20. You've still got mirror image up.
I do. Oops.
It bursts through one of your mirror images. So I'll take that first one. 1d20, right? That's what you're rolling there.
Yeah. So it's, yeah.
And it's going to attack again. Roll another d20. Need 8 or higher. And it cuts through another one of your mirror images. And now the wild magic, I think it gets blinded if it ends its turn next to you.
Yep.
It's not going to end its turn next to you. It moves here. You get an attack of opportunity. It's too bright for it, and it causes it to back up because it's blinding it.
Too bright for a fire elemental.
So Brad, we gotta wear shades.
And you hit it with the ray of frost. And guess what? It's out of movement now. So actually, it happens just as it leaves your reach, so it'll end its turn there. Yeah, when you opportunity attack something, it happens the moment it leaves your reach. So in this space. Alright, it's damaged though. It could be banished. But Than dropped concentration, so blame Than.
See, figure a 1d4 is should be less than a 1d6 fire. Damn.
That all
Jared.
worked out perfect.
Perfect. All right, let's see. Now that we got another target back, let's see what we can do with this. I'm gonna move to there.
It's so far away, isn't it?
Let's see. I'm pretty sure it's still within my
120.
range. It's within 100. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I am going to go ahead and use 2 of my sorcery points to quicken, and we're going to hit this thing with agonizing blast.
You could push it into Thon.
I think this time I'm not gonna actually push it.
If you push it off the
Push
map,
it.
it's dead.
That's right.
Can't you
That's the
decide
hit.
which direction it goes, or is it just like straight?
No, it's got to go straight away from me. Yeah.
Okay.
The pull is a whole different thing.
Let me know at any time if you want to push it back. That's another hit. And the elemental's starting to shrink down a little bit. It's looking damaged. And alright, you're attacking again. That's another hit.
Yeah, because these 2 are coming from my regular attack action.
And that's a hit. And the elemental starts to burst in flames. It's almost completely destroyed.
And then that'll be done.
Then you had this shit down pat
Stand.
until Thomas decided to
did.
come over and just shoot squirt in your face. So you
Gush
can
everywhere.
use half your movement to stand
Sometimes.
up. You were like put out for a brief moment, but now you're back on fire, and you take 5 max fire damage. 5 fire damage.
This is crazy. All right, I'm gonna bonus action disengage to here. I will toll the dead on the fire elemental.
And it fails. The necrotic damage causes it to shrink even more, and it's just like a tiny little flame left.
All right, and I will bonus action. Wait, I have bonus action disengaged,
You did.
and I will do that. A movement. That's max. All right, end of turn.
I imagine there's an angry incoming Rend.
Not sure what's going on with Red.
What was your imp's
might
name? Takal? Let me change his name. Alright, Takal's turn.
Wow, you took the time to like name it properly. I just named mine Hey You.
True.
Hey, he's able to actually keep it alive.
That's all you
For
have to
now.
do is put a little effort.
For now.
Everything didn't immediately target it.
Yeah, you get a
named it
name.
properly.
Yeah, if you stay alive for more than one session, you get a name. All right, he's just gonna. Are there still smoking stuff around? where
Yeah,
those methods-
that smoke is quite thick. It's lingering.
All right. So he'll just fly towards us, I guess. And he'll end his turn. I'll hide as an action. See how good he is at stealthing. Not too good, but that's okay.
Rend.
So is it a full action to put myself out of fire?
It is. You have to,
Yeah.
well, it's 3 parts. You have to stop, you have to drop, and then you have to roll.
All right, so I stop here, I drop here, and then I roll 5 feet that way.
Okay.
How many dice do you
Stand
have to
back
roll?
up.
Alright, you put yourself out, dousing the flames. Unlike Dan, who's on fire.
And then I'll move in front between them and Than.
Alright, you try to interpose yourself to protect Than from Thomas. Lily.
Alright, let's see.
There is some like a few gnomes laying on the ground here, dead, dying. Or yeah,
Yeah, but I'm not stopping for them.
you're not going to try and save any lives.
I'm gonna throw my shadow blade at this.
That's not what we do.
Okay. I just thought if you wanted to try and redeem yourself
That
as,
is.
No, just
Yeah,
remember
no,
who you're
I clicked
talking
the
to.
as a
Yeah.
good alignment, you may want to try and save some lives.
It looks like the elf over there is still alive, so he's good.
All right,
Yeah,
this
I mean-
method is literally just it's fleeing. It's not even. It's like running away. It's up to you what you do. That's a hit, and all right, the method is just a leaking smoke at this stage.
I'll use the bonus action to draw it back to me, and I'll throw it again.
And that hits. The method explodes.
Alright.
Alright, Norin, so yeah, you do see like 3 of these gnomes. They're kind of bad. They're horribly burnt. They're kind of twitching on the ground. They've got 3rd degree
See, I knew
burns.
Norin was gonna help.
Well, now 2 of them are gonna die, and only one of them's gonna live, possibly. I'm not.
I
prepared.
can't have known that.
Yeah, I was about to say the way I'm rolling here.
Alright, which one are you stabilizing?
Which one's
one
the
right
best
above
looking?
me.
Sorry, which one?
Go by looks.
This one here.
Alright, let me just check how they're doing. And you're able to stabilize them. they were still alive.
Okay. Since I hadn't done anything else in this fight, I'm gonna action surge and try to stabilize another one. Nope.
And let me just check something.
Are you stabilizing or are you putting fire out?
They, yeah, then you're unable to save them, Norin. You're pretty sure they're already dead.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I can do.
I don't know, as far as good alignment goes, I spent the entire fight being a physical shield for these slaves.
I think it started when you had a choice to save the child or the elven ranger that could defend herself, and you chose to save the. Chose to allow the child, let the child die. That's
that day. Things changed.
She'll be reborn. It's fine.
All right. This method just also continues running away. It's gone. Just disappears into the haze. All right, Roderick, you're on fire, and because you've been doing exceptionally well with your bow, you're also actually on fire because you're on fire. You take 3 fire damage from the elemental that caught you on fire, and 3 from the magma.
Yep. So to carry with being on fire, it's easy within range. I will shoot the fire elemental.
You're in darkness, yo.
Yeah, you might want to move out. Move forward.
It
It's
doesn't
fine.
matter.
I was born in the darkness,
Oh
molded
shit!
by it.
Elemental
I did
can't
not see the light of day.
can't see Roderick either, so it's not like the elemental sees Roderick aiming a bow at him, and is able to
Got it.
try to dodge
Our
out of the
elemental
way.
can't see anything. So
I like Roderick's
it's
story
better
better.
than-
And all right, you just yeah, you can hear the fire elemental over there. You take aim and you send a wide arc with that arrow, and everyone just sees an arrow just clip this fire elemental and cause it to vanish.
Was that an elf?
And then I shoot again because I can't see it.
Ow, my eye!
You hit the
Oh,
ground.
I'll let you know. You got it. It's down. It
I knew
disappeared.
that.
Center right next to you. Good shot. I guess that's what I do to anybody that's in this darkness field. Up a little bit more to the right. There you go. Now shoot.
All right. Well, Roderick, he's
I
got.
like you telling him that without you being able to see.
He's got
Where he's actually aiming.
Yeah. Well, seeing is only one of your senses. Hearing is just as keen as seeing for you guys.
Oh, Roderick's got way more than that.
Unless you haven't cleaned out
I
your
have
ears.
whiskers. I can sense the movements on the wind.
You don't shave your beard, Roderick, but when it comes to your
And the
ear
stone.
hair, you do manicure your ear hair a little
Of
bit.
course.
Keep that sort of.
You can see it in the picture. You can actually see the ears.
Let's see these ears. Okay.
Yeah.
They're hair
You can
free.
see. Well, you can see one of them. You can't see the other because that's obviously on the other side of the head. But and the nose as well. I could smell it.
All right, Thomas, you take
yeah.
2 fire damage from the fire elemental that you caused to come back into existence, thus catching Than on fire.
Alright.
Kill it.
It's just 1 magnum left. That's it.
Kill it.
All right, you're running by it. It's going.
Yep.
It's going to try and grab you. And roll for your final mirror image.
Oh, where is it? I'll shield.
Okay, you cast shield as a reaction. And the hand bounces off.
And I'll
We're on the Wild Magic Surge table.
Oh, for fuck's
Oh
sake.
God.
Alright, creatures have disadvantage on saving throws against the next spell you cast in the next minute. That involves a saving throw.
Oh. What do I got?
You could turn them into.
Now's the time to cast a fireball on everybody.
Yeah, fireball. That should do it. Sure, why not?
Geyser.
That would have happened. What I meant to do anyway was come down here and make a geyser to see if I can.
Just geyser your face, and then
Just
everything
hose
behind
everyone down.
Yeah. Dump out 30 gallons of water on the ground right here. Roll around. Hopefully it splashes on the fan and Rend. Probably doesn't mechanically, but it's worth. I'll say geyser and shoot it down.
You gonna shoot Than again?
No, I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna shoot myself and hope that the spray hits these guys. That's enough water to put.
Yeah, you can. You're gonna use the geyser.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a bonus action, and you can aim it at a creature you can see within 30 feet of you, including yourself. So you're just aiming at your face.
Well, maybe my chest. Yeah, I'm
Alright.
gonna try to
Roll a strength saving
reflect it
throw.
towards these. Because I'll take one for the team.
Alright.
Like
You just
champ.
shoot it in your chest, and you put yourself out, and you're not knocked prone. And a couple of droplets land on Than, but it's not enough to put him out.
All right. Well, I tried, guys.
Alright, this magnum, in the absence of the fire giant yelling orders at it, it decides to just jump down and retreat into this smouldering pit of hot coals down here. That's it.
I start smacking Ren.
I'll head to the
Thing,
slaves and start assessing.
Put him out of fire.
Assassinating them.
You can
No.
put yourselves out.
I'm gonna put my
Finish the few
fires
remaining
out.
ones off.
I'll put the fire out on myself.
Okay.
Make
way.
sure none of them are alive.
There was a few casualties.
All right, I'll start doing some checks to see if I can toll the dead. Sorry. Another thing I could do.
Yeah, unfortunately, all the others that are on the ground
Spare the dying. That's
are
what it's
dead.
called.
They were burned to death.
All right.
But
Do you even know the difference if you use one or the other?
Probably
At this
not.
point, no.
We
Alright.
still have over half, right?
the dwarves are just inconsolable, and the gnomes even more so. But Weary tries to kind of lighten the mood after. She says,
So I saved 0. I just need to know.
yeah, they're already gone. There was none
I
more that you
saved,
could
so-
save.
Okay, that's the last time I put effort into
You could
saving
you could
If you're keeping score,
multi-class into
I'm keeping score.
necromancer.
That's the last time I try.
then you got a 0.
I'll start doing a prayer healing if anybody who wants to get hit with it, come close. So I'll start that.
Let's get the huddle going.
All right. So yeah, there's a bit of mourning going on from the death of about half of the survivors, but there are some lucky ones. And Weary just says, "Well, at least there were no elves harmed."
Fucking elves, man.
Speak for yourself.
I nod in agreement. Yeah, man, I saved 19.
All right, you guys heal up, and then you've got this giant like excavation site here. Obviously the fire giants are trying to dig up parts of the Vonadod. So now it's just kind of some smoke
Ooh,
churning out
there's a
of
part here.
some of these mechanical, like this crane that they were powering. But obviously the elementals that powered it have been vanquished, so everything's kind of come to a standstill with this mining operation.
We should sabotage it some way so it can't be just recovered easily.
I'm gonna search the
Yeah, we
bucket
could
of
turn
bodies.
someone into a giant ape and get them to crush this piece of adamantite.
I'm gonna say an elven prayer to Coralon for the little people that didn't make it.
Sure.
I don't have a clue what their god is, but I'll pray to my god.
They say some prayers as well. Make a religion check, Lily. See how well and how sincere the prayer is.
Typical. I won't try to help you, but I'll send you thoughts and prayers. Jeez.
Alright, you try to send them off, and Weary also prays with you on that.
So I could probably use some of this loose dirt right here if you guys wanted to bury some of these bodies.
They're not in them anymore.
The dwarves concur.
Suggestive.
Aye, it wouldn't be
Really
right to
carry on.
travel the rest of today. We need to bury our dead. However, they can't just be buried out here and forgotten. They need proper burials. What about this big barrow? We could respectfully lay them there and use that to carry their bodies back to Citadel Adbar. They shall be rightfully mummified.
Sure. If you look between here and Waterdeep, you might find some of our horses that could. Actually, I'm over here trying to find.
Who's
going
to pull this trolley?
We're dwarves. We're good at pulling stuff.
All right.
I'm gonna.
We was pushing that damn wheel for the fire giants. Now it's our time to pull.
So can I look at this and try to see if I can figure out a way to topple this crane into the...
Oh, this crane probably weighs 10 tons. You'd need to be a giant to have a chance for
Use
that.
it to dig the piece out.
That piece of the Vonadog?
Yeah.
I don't think that we can pull it up anymore because the fire elementals.
Can you animate the piece of the
So yeah, this fragment, it's like it's in a 50-foot wide, 30-foot deep crater, and I mean it would take an investigation check to try and assess accurately how much you think it weighs to begin with.
Okay, you said investigation?
Yeah.
I'll give you guidance.
The giants also got a sack that nestled in the crane house. All right, it probably weighs. You think this is like 2,000 pounds, Lily? Yes. You size it up. You see what it's made of. Roderick tells you that it's adamantine. It actually looks like some sort of like cannon.
Oh yes, we need to bring our flying ship back here for this.
I don't think the flagship can even carry that.
I think
We need a better flying
yeah,
ship.
I think its limit is 1,000. But yeah, unless you've got something inventive, a means to get it out, it's not going to be budging. The giant's sack has in it, it's got a 3-foot tall idol. It's made of metal, and it's of the fire giant god Surtur. It's made of obsidian. It's worth 250 GP. He also has in his bag just a heap of coins. That's a heap of loose coins. 700 copper.
Oh god.
9,000 copper in silver pieces. And 300 gold pieces. And everyone roll me a D100.
Ah,
my.
Hoodley!
Shit.
you take 100 damage.
It's a crit.
Okay, Hoodley. You're gonna get a roll from... I'm gonna let you roll this. You can roll on the wild magic item table.
Ooh.
I'm gonna give you a macro, and you
I
can...
don't think I've ever seen 100.
Alright, there's a good chance of getting something nice here. It's a completely random magic item. You'll see a macro there, Thomas. You can click
Come
it.
on, Hoodley. Legendary status.
See macro where?
Potion of minor
Click your
healing.
token. Should be a magic item
Oh yeah, it just
table.
popped up whenever you clicked on it. Oh, no table found with that name.
Oh, okay. I have to click it then. Alright. Let me click it for you, Thomas. And it is... Oh, this is a good one. It's a potion. A potion. And it's
Yawn.
got a
Yawn.
fingernail in it.
Ooh.
I know that you know what it is, but the fact that I'm like fingernail, you're like, ooh, it's pretty funny. Yeah, it's like it's transparent liquid, a sliver of fingernail from a storm giant. It's a potion of storm giant strength. It makes your strength 29 for an hour.
That's a cleric potion.
Man,
That is a legendary magic item.
that's sweet.
Well, I guess we can get the thing out of the thing.
Well, is it
Just
how big is
immediately
it?
use
It's like
it.
Is the thing bigger than huge?
This thing here,
Yeah,
it's
the
it's
thing.
huge. It's huge. No, sorry, it would be gargantuan. Yeah, it's a big. It's like a cannon size for an 80-foot tall titan.
Too big for me to animate, guys.
Can we shrink it first?
Can you not do a gargantuan?
I think it can't do bigger than huge.
Oh, yeah. All right, so you've obviously stunted their operation here.
Yeah. Just trying to think if we've got any creative way to fill in the hole or anything.
What is 2,000 pounds of adamantine worth?
A good amount.
Yeah.
Just keep using your decanter.
It's worth slightly less than 1 ton of adamantine.
It'd probably be worth about 10,000 gold. Junk value of the adamantine.
Right.
How much do you reckon we could sell it to the fire giants?
They would want it, definitely. There's also one of these rods of the Vonadod. You've seen one before. It's an adamantine rod, 4 feet long, weighs 100 pounds. Size for a fire giant's hand. It's got 2 prongs at one end, a molded handle grip on the opposite end.
Yeah, they use that to find things.
They do.
Right. Well, if we can't bring it up, do you guys want to bury it? And then possibly come back?
I don't know that we're going to disguise it very well. They've got a crane here that we can't do anything.
You could animate the crane. Fly the crane away.
Crane's bigger than huge, too.
You can plant a bean.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
There you
I'm
go.
in.
You want to do it? Want to plant a bean
Beans.
here?
Plant a bean under the crane, see if it lets it in.
I don't want to be anywhere near this bean operation.
Thomas,
Alright, if you
water.
guys can get a combined strength score of let's see, of 135, you're able to lift, you're able to move it.
Jeez.
The crane?
The piece, the Vonadod
Strength
cannon.
score?
Yes,
Meaning just our
score.
straight strength?
That's how much it would take.
I contribute 10.
Are we...
I can monkey somebody with a low.
Does anyone have 135 strength?
Than does.
Yeah.
Well, we've got all these peasants.
Oh yeah, we've got 15.
We've got
17
15 of
peasants
them.
or
I've got
If they have 10 each,
Are you asking us to abandon the bodies of our fallen?
So Tyrannosaurus Rex
no,
has a
sorry.
25 strength,
How about that giant ape?
23, and 25 for a T-Rex.
Right.
How many polymorph spells do you have?
A singular
And who is that has a polymorph?
is Lily.
Lily. Okay.
Wait, are we planting a bean?
Plant the bean.
Yeah, I don't think
know
we can
you
move it, so...
Don't
Well,
waste the
beans.
beans. Don't waste
right.
your
So
beans.
so the plan was to try to
I put 5.
move this out.
Well,
The plan
you're
is
not sure if burying it will be. I mean, I guess it will be a little bit effective, but these rods actually are used to locate the pieces of
Yeah.
the Vonadot.
And the crane already set up right here. I wouldn't even slow him down much.
Can you set up the crane?
Yeah, that was the first thing I tried to figure out was how to get it, knock it down. It's too big.
So is the chain actually attached to that tip of the crane?
Oh, just
Yeah,
pull on it.
the
harder
crane
than
just
the
has a
crane.
sturdy chain dangling down. Someone could attempt to snap the chain. It wouldn't be easy though. You'd have to be like incredibly powerful.
On.
But could we somehow use the crane to pull that thing out of there?
Yeah, we just need 135 strength.
I can contribute 25.
Yeah, the crane is non-functional now with the death of these fire elementals that we used to fuel it.
Can we see the bottom of the pit?
Yeah, it's only 30 feet deep. It's got some like smoldering ash in the bottom of it where these mephits and magmans were hanging out.
You could use that. What was that item that you were using to get a bunch of water out? If you filled that thing full of a little bit of water, would it put that fire out?
Does adamantine float?
No.
There's a couple of mephits here dancing with a
Very
magnum as
small
well.
pieces.
They're like doing a little dance, they're like grabbing each other's hands and doing a do-say-do.
Yeah, well, I only get 30 gallons around. Come on. So I imagine it would
You could just leave the decanter and just open it up and just leave it. Flood all the favor.
Oh, I can Bigby's hand too. That's another like 26 strength. Oh no, but I can't do that and polymorph.
But where will you move it is the question. You're still
Yeah.
a few days journey
are we
from
gonna do
Citadel Adbar.
I mean, the only thing we could do is boot the dwarf bodies and put it on that.
Well, you can put the bodies on top or underneath it.
We can just tell the dwarves where it's at. They
underneath
can
it.
send an army here or something if they want to do anything with it.
Maybe talk to the king.
Yeah, he may not want the fire giants to have possession of it, so not a bad idea.
Yeah, the other, the king of Citadel, Felbar, he was like the one that gave everyone the quest to assault Iron Slag. So maybe this other dwarven king also. They're in quite close proximity to this ancient forge. So you have a feeling that other king's gonna want to try and stop the fire giants operation too.
It seems like the cannons are probably an important piece.
All right, well, let's make haste as fast as we can go.
All right, they
Pulling this cart.
Yeah, all of the gnomes and the dwarves work together to slug the bodies around, and you guys continue on.
Nice.
All right, you don't have any more encounters for the rest of the day, and you guys are unlucky. We'll take a 10-minute break now.
Cool.
Take a
Hey
quick
guys.
breather.
Also, would it work well if I just had the imp Tikal scout ahead, like 60 feet up in the air, just ahead of us for a ways?
If you want to travel with him like that, stealthing, you'd have to travel at a slow movement pace.
No, he's just invisible and just about 60 feet up in the air. So it'd be, I don't know. So they would hear something fluttering, and we would be able to see something before we actually are walking into a camp.
Well,
Whoa!
there's
Look at that! Fire giant, 150 feet away.
well, there's 3 modes of travel for overland travel: slow, medium, and fast. If you take a fast travel pace, then you go quicker, and you have a -5 to your passive perception. If you go a normal travel pace, then it's just regular. You go 30 miles a day. Only if you go at a slow pace are you able to try to prevent an encounter by stealthing or having a scout like that. If not, then if you have an encounter, you just come into the encounter if you're moving at a regular pace.
Okay.
The other option is for me to go ahead by myself at a regular pace.
Also, your imp, he can't just fly constantly like that. He also has the same restrictions for overland travel. I think if he flies, he has to rest every hour or something, or every couple of hours if he's flying, according to the rules for overland travel. It's tiring for him to fly constantly.
Of course, yeah. Just putting it out there.
But if you were moving at a slow pace, that's exactly what the imp could do. You could have him scout like that.
Right.
Anyway,
and
let's
who was the other scout?
let's take a quick break now. We're gonna
Yep.
take a 10-minute break right now. I'll see you guys soon.
Roddick, was that you that said you could scout ahead?
With Natural Explorer.
That's nice.
I'll copy the thing.
Yeah, I know what that is. So that's cool. And that
It has to be alone.
I'm just saying that might actually give us a chance to possibly maybe surprise the next encounter or something like that we come up on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Since you got that skill, might as well use it.
Yep.
All
But
right,
it
so you
does
guys-
mean splitting the party.
Well, he's not that far ahead of us, right? And it's only splitting the party if they roll a good perception roll. So
Yeah, and I can disappear for an hour if I need to anyway.
yeah. All right, see you guys in a few minutes.
Sure.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Good.
Always good.
All right, we are back. Yeah, the remainder of this day of travel is uneventful, and are you guys set up a camp for the night, and everyone should take a long rest. You've progressed about 30 miles today. So another couple of days left. All right, so the next morning you guys talk about perhaps adopting a different approach to travel. So Roderick, you've got Natural Explorer, so that allows you to move stealthily at a normal pace. So that does allow you to scout. With the travel pace between all of you, obviously some people have different speeds. The difference between walking speeds can be significant during combat, but during an overland journey, the difference vanishes as travelers pause to catch their breath. The faster ones wait for the slower ones, and one traveler's endurance is matched by another's quickness. The differences kind of just vanish. For flying creatures, for every 3 hours they fly, they need to take 1 hour rest. And they can only keep up that pace like that for, I think it's like a week before then they have to take an entire day to rest. Such as like a griffin or anything that flies. Obviously, if you're on an airship or a flying carpet or something, then you've got a completely different speed. So you've lost a large portion of your crew in the battle with these fire giants at the dig site. But they're in high hopes, and they're fallen, and they're marching forward. So, what is the plan for travel for today?
Well, I could go ahead by myself to scout. I don't really have anything that I could do to alert you of presence of something except by going back.
Can't you work out a secret whistle?
Yeah,
I can speak with animals, so I could do that, yeah.
Something to warn us.
Yep. I could send a lion.
you're able to stealth, Roderick, so if you come across something, you're able to try to avoid them seeing you, obviously.
And then go, yeah.
You just have to hope that they don't spot you.
And if worst comes to worst, I'll just rope trick myself out.
Wait, are you
And then just
stealthy,
stumble into
or
it.
is this going to be like save
Yeah, I'm
Roderick?
stealthy.
Okay.
Why not both?
Well, if you're not
I mean-
stealthy, then let's just travel at normal pace and not worry about risking your hide.
Plus the thing, we can still
It's not
travel.
really risking my hide because I've got 5 uses of rope trick, which means I could do it for like an hour, 5 hours.
Okay.
All right, so Roderick is scouting. All right, you guys start traveling through the morning, and you've barely left the camp for a couple of hours. And Roderick, make me a stealth check. So Roderick's a few hundred feet ahead of you guys, or it
So
varies
I'm
at his.
backing you out as
Wow.
well.
Actually, I should probably use my
Solid.
If you're on a flat,
pass without trace as well. No, it's 1 hour. No, I won't use that because it'll. What's the high level pass? Yeah, that's a solid 1.
if you're on a flat plain, you can see about 3 miles. But this is a very hilly, very hilly terrain that you're on, and you come across a group of barbarians, Roderick, and
And Roderick's on a spit being cooked over a fire by the time I get there.
all right, you can you're creeping up. You count. There's let's see. I'm just checking how many there are. Count about 17 barbarians, and they're all in a big group, They look like they're just sort of they're on a hunt. You're not sure what tribe they are, but a couple of them see you as you're coming around this grassy knoll, Roderick. You find that a couple had already spotted your approach as they were out scouting in the nearby area, and they circle you, and you're grossly outnumbered. They're pointing spears at you, and they're yelling in Bothly. You can't understand them. What do you do?
It's a good question. So, do they have like any tattoos or anything on them? Anything to identify them by?
They let me check what tribe they're going to be.
Cannibalized tribe.
They have tattoos of them slitting dwarf throats all over them.
Ah, perfect. The dwarf hunter tribe.
It's the anti-dwarf tribe. Great.
Yeah.
All right.
Isn't that everyone?
No, there's they just have like sort of like blue kind of like tiger stripes across their chest, and a massive. Oh, this guy he's huge. He's like 7 foot tall, and he's got this tribal tattoos all over him, and he walks straight up to you. He has a massive warhammer in his hand.
Yep.
And yeah, you feel like this might be some sort of tiger tribe. He's got a yellow beard, and he's got these deerskin boots on, bare chest, massive hammer. And he's accompanied by a human female with blonde hair. He eyes you and says,
I'll try to talk to him in.
"You're a long way from your home," he says.
I am a long way from my home.
"And I
What
too.
brings you here?
I am traveling to meet with one of my companions. Do not fear us. We are not savages that you may expect. Canterbury, explain to him who he is talking to." This blonde, she looks like a ranger. She's got a very nice bow in her hand. "Why, you are before Wolfgar from the 10 Towns,
I'll be.
hero of the North. You do not need to fear us. We make our way to Gauntle Grim to meet with our friend. You travel alone?"
Not quite. I was scouting ahead for
Huh. You need to work on your scouting. I spotted you from 2 miles away. I sent some of my tribesmen to investigate. If we were a different tribe, well, you could be laying on the ground here dead in a pile of your own blood. But fear not, your day is lucky. The leaves in the trees, they bless you. You have earned Maliki's favor on this day. Where are you traveling to?
traveling to Citadel Al Adbar.
Oh. And where did you come from?
Iron Slag. The Fire Giant's fortress.
Iron Slag. Iron Slag? That forge? Do you know about that, Wolfgar? I'm not sure. We were just visiting some old friends nearby, checking up on them. Now we will go to King Brunar of Gauntle Grim. There is some business that he wants to meet with us about. Can we help you out in any way? You seem displaced.
Certainly we could do with the extra protection? We're escorting a group of freed slaves from Iron Slag. We did run into a bit of trouble earlier.
Ah, you are a hero as well. You are safe with the companions of the Hall. We can provide you an escort if you wish. I don't mind taking a few days out of our journey to ensure the safety of heroes like yourselves. There is something about you that I trust. Do you see it as well, Canterbury? Yes. I can see it in his eyes and the leaves, the grass, the trees, and the animals. They speak kind things of this ranger. So be it then. Gather your companions. We will escort you to your destination before we make our journey to Gauntle Grim.
So if she saw you 2 miles away, then she definitely saw us. We're like, what, 35, 40 people?
Yeah. Well,
pulling this huge cart.
20 people.
Yeah. Pulling this huge
I
cart.
would be a
so
fair
yeah.
bit ahead for the sake of
Well,
actually doing this.
you're using the hills to your advantage. The hills,
Right.
They wend in different ways. Maybe she saw you guys, maybe she didn't. But you've happened to come across some renowned heroes in Faerun. So they, Wolfgar and Canterbury, they're heading to see their companions in Gauntle Grim. They speak of King Brunar, who has recently recaptured this ancient dwarven mine of Gauntle Grim, this fortification near Neverwinter Woods. So they're happy to escort you guys to Citadel Adbar. So we'll just narrate this. Roderick goes in and tells everyone of what has happened, and the barbarian camp that are here, they wait for you all. You're welcomed to travel with the tribe, and Wolfgar and Canterbury, they accommodate you all. They say some prayers for your dead, and they ward off any attackers as you make your way from this location to Citadel Adbar for the next couple of days. You come across you get attacked by a small group of orcs, and you see Wolfgar is an incredibly strong fighter, Canterbury equally powerful and accurate with her bow, and any encounters that you guys come across on this journey with these companions of the Hall, you guys just make quick work of any attackers. So you're able to get to Citadel Adbar safely. And then this Canterbury and Wolfgar, they just see you to the outskirts of Citadel Adbar, and they just wish you the best of luck. But not before Wolfgar speaks to you all one more time. I'll presume that you relay to them in conversation the efforts that you're taking against the giants and whatnot. And he says to you, well, heroes, I do hope you get your airship recommissioned soon. Perhaps when you soar along the skies like a griffin, you could come to Gauntle Grim. King Brunor Battlehammer, my trusted friend, and my other dear companion, they have reclaimed the heart of Gauntle Grim, and they would be very interested to hear the tales of your efforts of cleansing the north of this giant incursion. Perhaps the information that you've gathered at Iron Slag could come in very handy. You spoke of drow that were convening with the Duke's son. I feel this may be related, for I spoke with the moon and the wind to my companions at Gauntle Grim, and they said they were recently robbed by these filthy elves. Make no mistake, one of my companions is a dark elf, but these elves, they are from an evil house. And whatever they have delivered to Iron Slag, it is an item of great destruction. I do not know the exact details. I've only felt it in the air. So I implore you, come to Gauntle Grim when you have the means. Speak to King Brunar. You will be welcomed, heroes.
Who should we say we are when we approach, so they recognize us?
Do you have a name?
Sure, they've heard of Hoodley.
Everyone's heard of Hoodley, especially in the Silver
I'll
Marches.
give him my business card.
I am Than.
Haha. Do not worry. You'll be recognized by me and Canterbury, especially with Roderick leading you all. You'll be spotted well before you arrive.
Make sure you see us coming.
He is our mascot.
Canterbury
Where is this
takes. Canterbury has several colourful feathers, cockatrice feathers, on her bow, and she plucks one off and hands you this multicoloured feather. It's like kind of rainbow coloured. Present this feather at the entrance of Gauntle Grim. This will be a sign to say that you are the ones we have invited.
Where is Gauntle Grim?
The west.
This is far west of here. Several 10 days' journey.
Don't be surprised if we fly there.
Or teleport to nearby town.
Or ride horses.
Oh, heroes, perhaps he'll beat us there.
Perhaps.
Here is my feather. I call it Vector Stock. See?
It's pretty. But it tickles too.
Alright, with that, they depart. They part ways with you guys a little bit out of Citadel Adbar. You do meet with a couple of dwarves. There are a lot of dwarves that seem to kind of just wander around the plains in this general vicinity of Citadel Adbar. And that's because the dwarven god Maranthma Duin, the dwarven god of wandering, is highly worshipped here. Or widely worshipped, I should say. So when they meet with Canterbury or your entire retinue, you're actually welcomed, and they seem to know who Wolfgar is. Anyway, it's a couple of days later now. You arrive at Gauntle Grim. Now, sorry, not Gauntle Grim. Whoa!
Sweet.
Did you guys just keep going? If you keep going north, you arrive at Gauntle Grim. You arrive at Citadel Adbar. So at this citadel, there's a bit of history that Roderick or Wolfgar could relate to. And it stood in the bitter cold of the Ice Mountains for almost 18 centuries, impregnable and defiant. The fortress, carved out of a mountain spur, consists of 2 great towers ringed with spikes to keep large flying creatures from landing to attack the structures directly. The great chimney of the citadel's central foundry stands between the towers, belching smoke like a volcano about to erupt. Ringing the citadel is a host of platforms, battlements, and arrow slits, from where defenders can fire crossbows at foolish attackers. This citadel is very much just a citadel by definition. It's not really a dwarven city so much. Here's some cool artwork of it.
I wish more places had artwork to go with them.
So a great drawbridge allows no one to enter the Dwarven Enclave except patrols, and honored guests. And Roderick, you've heard rumors of cleverly hidden traps awaiting those who storm the halls uninvited. And beneath the citadel, there is supposed to be an expansive network of tunnels and caverns, designed to confuse would-be invaders. And if Adbar's defenses should ever prove inadequate, the dwarves have created a secret evacuation tunnel that stretches for hundreds of miles, connecting to passages that lie under Citadel Felbar to the west. Adbar's garrison has a sign as you guys are entering, and it just says there's like a bounty board: 10 gold for every orc head, and 100 gold pieces for each giant head. Your presence is very quickly perceived by the king, and news of your arrival was very quickly brought to the king's attention. And you barely make your way inside the doors when you're demanded to make an audience in the throne hall with the king. The slaves that you guys have saved are taken to the infirmary, and the dead are taken for a proper burial. Now, Citadel Adbar has fallen on hard times. Its population was severely depleted by the War of the Silver Marches, which drew many of Adbar's greatest warriors, including its long-ruling king, Habram. King Habram led his knights into battle against orc hordes of the invading marches, and he died on the field. And both of his twin sons inherited the throne, Brom and Harnoth. Like their father, they also left Citadel Adbar to join the war. Brom later perished, leaving the crown to Harnoth. And Harnoth and his followers fought many battles during the war. But the new king, he made some poor decisions that winnowed the great once Knights of the Mithril Shield down to just a handful of members. So now there's just like there's not a whole lot of dwarves living here now, unfortunately. But there is the Iron Guard, which is Citadel Adbar's defending army of a couple of hundred that remain strong. Other than that, they're just relying on the actual fortress itself to protect them. So you're immediately demanded to go and meet with King Harnoth, and you guys do so. You head into his audience chamber. It's a massive throne room. There are these huge columns supporting the ceiling. It's got a 100-foot high ceiling, and it's about 200 by 150 feet long room. There is a 20-foot wide white marble walkway flanked by pillars with torch sconces illuminating the hall, leading all the way up to the throne. And you see a handful of guards, the king and his advisors, sitting at the back of the hall as you present yourself to him for an audience. And he says, "That's where we'll end tonight's session."
Oh, wow.
Damn it. Our bed needs ventilators too.
Alright, so everyone should be long rested. It was a success. You guys got most of the survivors back. You're at Citadel Adbar, and you're just about to have the audience with the king. See what he has to say next session. You have a feeling like he'll be very pleased to learn of what you guys did at Iron Slag, and if these other dwarves are right, then hopefully they'll be able to repair your balloon from your airship to get you guys mobile again, and maybe he's even got something else for you.
Life's good.
Cool.
Nice.
So, yeah, the next... You've got 4 runes. You only need 1 more. What are you guys thinking to go after next to get another rune? What sort of giant?
You got to port last.
Get a death rune.
That sounds
giant.
fun. Let's do that one.
Or the King rune. We can have King Kong with polymorph.
Kong?
Alright, well, wherever you guys decide to go next, be ready for it. 1 rune to go. I'll see you guys next week. Take care, everyone. Stay safe.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next
Later.
week. Bye bye.
Safe, everyone.